Okay, we are live. It is the end of another day of Test cricket. This is the Sydney Test match, 2 days over. And might I add that we are heading towards a 3-day Test match. All things seem to be leading there. Indian team, many thought were far behind the curve in this Test match, but that's not the case. They fought back. In fact, it's only the second time in this entire series where India have taken lead, a first inning lead. The last time they did that was in Perth, and that's a Test match they ended up winning. This is only the second time they've taken a lead, only a marginal 4-run lead. At the moment, they are 141 for 6 with a lead of 145, 4 wickets in hand. As I said, either ways, day 3 we'll know where the Test match
Too many
ends.
things aligning, by the way. Back then it was a 45-run lead, if memory serves me right. Okay, just the first gone now. You had a 5-run lead.
That's a big difference.
Jasprit Bumrah.
Big difference.
The lead bit. You were in the lead only the second time. You are being captained by Jasprit Bumrah only the second time. You won the toss back then also. You won the toss right here also. Things are aligned.
The biggest difference is that time you had a fit Jasprit Bumrah. Now you don't know.
There was no Rohit Sharma then. There's no Rohit Sharma now.
Rohit Sharma wasn't in Australia only, na? Then now at least he's in Australia.
And that time he took 5 wickets.
That makes no difference if you're not playing, whether you're in Australia, Timbuktu or wherever. Main thing is
Now he's with the team also.
See,
na?
that time he took
There
5
also
wickets,
Virat Kohli
Bumrah.
captained, according to social media. Here also Virat Kohli captained.
so. A lot of same thing.
Lot of
Barring
same
one major difference, I would only say.
45 and 5.
No,
And Bumrah.
Bumrah.
Fit
Bumrah.
Bumrah.
5 wickets then, 2 wickets here. Didn't bowl the most of the second session. He was not bowling. And whatever total you set, it all depends upon mighty Bumrah.
I would say if you are looking at Jasprit, we don't know whether he's going to be fit, whether he's going to be, you pray to God that he's going to be fit. But if Jasprit Bumrah is not to be there, I would say bat the way that Jasprit Bumrah is not going to be around because scenes didn't look good. To remind me of WWE back then, cameras following right into the van.
Yes.
That it was. But
you need
you should take
Steve Cold, Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Steve Austin. You need.
And The Rock.
That's it. Okay.
But you need, I would say, have 60-70 runs buffer in mind.
60, 70 runs.
For that you need 400 runs, that means.
So you should be thinking you're on 80 right now.
have-
If there's no Bumrah.
Assuming not having Bumrah.
No. Still you can win. Na? 400 would be like such an exaggeration. Without Bumrah also, 300.
300 would be fighting. Not a winning
we'll
total.
talk about, let me ask you, there are so many things to talk about. There is a very interesting Rohit Sharma interview which we'll touch upon. There is the absence of Jasprit Bumrah as of now that we will talk about. There is the Kohli dismissal, 10th time in a row.
8th time. He's batted only 9 times and get out.
So, in this entire series, identical. So, we have to talk about his dismissal. Pant, the way he batted, his nature of batting, the highest scorer for India at 61. That is there to talk about. India's effort with the ball without a Jasprit Bumrah being there for the entire day. That is something that we will talk about. So, plenty of things to touch upon during our next.
Captaincy, Virat's captaincy also.
That will come when we talk of Bumrah.
Yeah.
So plenty of things to talk about, as I said. So let's do a roulette. What should we start with? You pick a
Bumrah.
subject. Let's start with Bumrah.
Yes. Okay. Because that is the news everybody is praying on. Forget Virat, forget Rohit, forget all the batters. Everybody wants to know about Jasprit Bumrah. Because let's make no mistake about it, it is only because of Bumrah that you are in this situation. You're only 1-2 down in the series. 32 wickets. He's gotten more wickets than Rohit Sharma's runs. Let's be very honest about it. And it is one more. He's gotten it. You are wanting to risk him, even if he is not fully 100% fit for tomorrow, whether you're going to risk him or not, because it's a back pain. A back pain doesn't go away that easily. Despite how much ever Ayurvedic miracles, Sanjeevani booty that you want to bring in, it doesn't go away that easily.
It can be back spasms as well, na? Just then
That's
you
even
get
worse.
It's worse, yeah.
But you get fit after that very quickly and return.
So, ask
Whenever-
Ashwin. He never got
Not
asked.
Ashwin,
Ask
whenever-
Kohli.
Shreyas.
Kohli just missed one test match because of back spasms.
What did you use the word?
One test match.
He missed.
One test match.
That's a back spasm. He
Yeah,
didn't have
yeah.
a back pain. at that
But
time.
then he came back again. Na?
So 5, 6, 7 days, 8 days gone.
But still,
We don't have that luck.
We don't have that much.
But can I tell you, I know this is all speculative. We will only get to know details a little later as to what the scan has revealed, if we at all get those details, because you know that it is a state secret and sometimes BCCI doesn't really come out with it. Either ways, my point is the fact that he went for scans is a danger sign.
Yes.
See, if it is back pain or side strain or whatever that you're getting, then more often than not, you do some massage, you have other things, you take the magic spray, various other things to be looked at. If it's a chronic issue, then you take him to the hospital to see whether you can give him any workload or not. If the scan is good, then maybe they'll go with workload. If it's not, but the fact that you're going for a scan, firstly, is a red flag. So which is why we need to be worried more than usual. Because had he just gone off the field and come back, it's another thing. You've taken him to a hospital and done scans. That is one thing. Secondly, because it's a recurring thing, again, had it been for the very first time, this is exactly the injury that forced him out of international cricket for more than a year. And that, I think, is the second red flag, which is why I'm getting more worried. So, I mean, I think the best case scenario, that means there is something drastic there. The best case scenario would be that if the scans reveal that you could give him some workload, in which case he will probably have to take painkillers and bowl. But because this is the final innings of this entire series, you can take that risk. But also in that risk, people will look at what is next, so on and so forth. You can rest him for white ball cricket. But the bigger question will always be IPL, quote unquote IPL. Will he want to take that risk of, going through that final day with some pain? But that may come at a cost of him missing out for cricket for a long time. And that includes the IPL.
And
I don't know
the
whether that's
Champions
the
Trophy.
And the Champions
Which is
Trophy.
before the IPL this time.
So that is something that you will have to decide.
See, let's look at the Bumrah injury in Adelaide, okay? He had that adductor muscle, he was like stretching, he was like the magic spray was out, but he resumed bowling. But let me add, he wasn't full tilt. He wasn't full tilt in Adelaide for that brief period of time. He's gone off. Visuals were clearly there where he walked off the SCG, taken to the car, taken to St. Vincent's Hospital.
There was a brief period that we saw Jasprit Bumrah on the floor. He was stretching. He had those cramps as well. So we've actually seen it happen 2 matches back to back,
But
and
that
now
was a slightly different injury.
different
Yes.
injury. Yes, but I'm just saying, Jasprit Bumrah getting quote unquote cooked is what they wanted. The Australians wanted. It is also because we've extracted too much out of Jasprit Bumrah. Let's be honest.
But then that is where, that's why I'm saying the foolishness of you getting Jasprit Bumrah to bowl at Gabba, where you were actually going to be saving the test match when Australia came out to bat in the second innings. It wasn't a matter of dismissing them, because they wouldn't have been dismissed. It was what target that they set, right? And you had a situation where he was continuing to bowl.
Yeah.
And there were question marks at that time that why would you need a Jasprit Bumrah to bowl at the moment? There was no situation that is going to be that you will win that test match. That was a test match which you effectively had to save, and Australia would have declared whether they were 6 down or 4 down or 5 down. And that is where you were continuing to bowl him. And that, I think, was that big question that everyone was raising. That what are you doing? At that time, no one thought of it, that listen, this is a long series. You might need him in a test match, which will be very crucial. Could have been Melbourne, could have been, as it is turning out to be in Sydney. It probably, now your entire series, Border Gavaskar Trophy, it all boils down to day 3 of the Sydney test match.
Yep.
Because if you win this, you take home the Border Gavaskar Trophy. You keep your WTC chances alive, almost back from the dead. Now it all boils down to this final day, and imagine not having that number 1 trump card. Could you have done things differently during the series where you could have saved him, where you could have managed his
But it was always, you were always going for survival. I think it was never like you were ahead in the series, and I think because you were always trying to just survive, that's
But
a very
what was
big
the need
reason
of
why
bowling
you've
there?
just
What was the
reached
need
till
of
now.
bowling him in that test match? That survival came through your batting, no? That survival was never going to be in bowling. See, you live to fight another day. When we discussed Gabba, what was it? You were far behind Australia in that particular test match. You were going to either draw or lose that test match. We all praise the Indian team, right? That you have kept yourself alive. It's still 1-all. Who knows where the series goes? Nobody is going to remember that. Listen, you were far behind in that test match.
How many spells by the end of it would have we bowled in that? It definitely
Did.
could have been.
I remember
managed
we
like
pointed
5,
it out.
10, 10, 5, 10
But
at the max
all
overs.
of that makes a huge difference. We
But out of the
remember
whole,
pointing
I
it
think
out.
he has bowled close to how
150
yeah.
plus
Which is
overs.
the most.
Yeah, so
which is the most. in
another
the
5, 7
series.
overs. I don't know how big a difference would
Yes,
that have
it-
made.
No, 5-7. He bowled more than that. I will take out the second innings. Please take out the scorecard of second innings of Gabba. And I'll tell you one thing. I can't believe you're saying how much difference would that make.
No, it
all
makes a
you
lot of
all you
difference.
need is 15 overs from Bumrah tomorrow. If you saved him for 15 overs, you would have got 15 overs. You did not. That is the difference it makes. That is the difference it will make to the series. That is the difference it will make to what happens to this trophy.
Second inning.
That's all you needed. 10, 15 overs. That's all you need. So if I got 10 overs from Bumrah, that's what I need.
6 overs.
6
Yeah,
overs is
so
all
then
he bowled.
if you save him for that, you'll get. And by the way, let's even go to another test match. I think it was
No,
Melbourne.
in Melbourne.
Over 50
He-
overs.
Exactly. He was made to do extra yards in Melbourne.
So how many overs are that in
See,
total?
34.3 in Gaba alone he bowled. Okay, 34.3.
That was including the first innings.
Total, if you look at the Melbourne test match, I'm pretty sure it's over 50.
It is
51
over
overs.
50. Yes, let's
Let us
cross
have a
check that.
look at
Yes,
Melbourne.
yes. I remember him bowling
My
about
point is,
28. 28, I think he bowled in the first
all
innings.
I need from him
MCG.
today is 15 overs. 10 overs, 15 overs. 10 to 15 overs is all I need from Jasprit Bumrah. I think
See,
you could have done
28.4 in the first, as I was saying. And
See, if you're in
you-
24 over.
go up.
24.4.
24. So that's 52 overs.
53, close to 50.
53
28.4,
overs he's bowled.
53.2.
In essence, overall, if you see, he's bowled the most over 120 overs or something he's bowled, which is the maximum in the series.
Yep.
Across two sides.
Across two sides. So see, in two tests alone, he's bowled about 87 overs. 2 tests alone. Combined with the workload that is there in the previous 3 tests, okay, he bowled only once in Adelaide. He bowled just 1 over.
But
in
Melbourne, he had to bowl because the conditions were very flat. Now I remember the conditions were very flat, and he was the only bowler taking wickets. He took
That is
9
the
wickets.
foolhardiness of your other pacers then.
Yeah, that is there, but I don't think he could have been underutilized apart from that one innings that you're talking about. Those 6
Melbourne,
overs.
I
Apart
agree,
from
you're
that,
in a
I don't
test
see.
match.
Yeah.
You're in a test match.
And
You're
he took-
using him.
yeah.
You're using him. Maybe you could have reduced 5-7 overs here and there overall in Melbourne, but you're in that test match. In Gabba, you were out. You didn't need him.
You were pushing
Yeah,
him.
but
You
those were just-
even,
I see, 6
even
overs
the captain
definitely-
knew he was pushing
Why?
him because
That-
remember
you
we
know,
all
that
heard
is an
him.
Extra day's rest.
We
That
all
is an
heard
extra-
Jasprit Bumrah say it and it got caught on the stump mic. Ab nahi ho raha.
Exactly.
He was being overworked. Simple as that.
That too was very evident since the beginning. But on what I'm trying to say is we would not have reached this situation if we would have underbowled Bumrah. That's all I'm trying to say.
I understand, but
Yeah.
it is, see, that is where it's like you have a goose that lays the golden egg. Now you have to
exploited
understand
the
how you
golden
have to
egg.
do it. I understand that even if I was captain and I had Jasprit Bumrah at my disposal, I would need him. In Melbourne also I would need him. Maybe I would have found a way, and especially when he says ab nahi ho raha, that means you pushed him to that level. Maybe 2 overs less here and there. You have to think, you have to be mindful. But that's why I go back to that Gabba test match, and why I mentioned that I clearly remember watching it, and I wasn't the only one. There were multiple social media posts, everyone talking about it, that why are you bowling him in this innings? That is an extra day's rest. You may look at it at 6 overs, 10 overs, whatever. That's an extra day's rest where he is going to have no workload. All that makes a difference. So here's a day where I can save him from bowling, and all I need him today now is for that one day.
Yep.
So it all adds up. I know that you couldn't have calculated it precisely at that time, but I'm saying, see, it's all boiling down here. You knew you're going to play him for 5 test matches. That problem arises here today, that you may not have your number 1 bowler.
See, so Perth, he bowled 30 overs. Perth, okay, start of the series. He bowled 24 overs in Adelaide across 2 innings, so that makes it 54, okay. He bowled 34 overs in Melbourne, okay. That is, now you have come to 88, okay. He bowled a total of 53.2. So 88 plus 53.2. Do the math. It is 141.2.
151 overs. We've just
Yeah,
calculated.
151.2.
A lot of
overs.
those overs, I agree, you need it. What do you
Yeah.
do if nobody else is stepping up and he has to bowl? See,
It has exposed 2 things. The Bumrah workload that is there for the 5 tests. Your batters have let you down. Big time. One,
that will
second,
get to,
It's
of
been
course.
said almost every day of the series.
your backup bowling. Your backup bowling. What is your backup bowling doing?
But again, that's what I'm saying, and that's why I have a little bit of optimism from this Indian team, provided they get a 220 sort of a decent total on board, that even if you do not have a Jasprit Bumrah, what we have seen in this particular test match, because conditions are helpful. I think what happens is whenever you've got flatter conditions, nobody else other than Bumrah has been able to get you wickets. As soon as you get conditions where bowlers are getting some help, then your bowlers that are one notch below Bumrah also start picking up wickets, as it happened today. For example, we've discussed it earlier that we don't rate someone like a Nitish Reddy that high, right? But today he got those two wickets because helpful condition. See, bowlers that are not top notch will always require conditions. And the good thing is that Australia are going to be batting last. The good thing is that this pitch is still there. There's a lot of juice in it. It's still doing it. And you have now got bowlers, whether it's Siraj, who's now understood how or which are the better lengths and how to bowl. There's assistance. Prasidh Krishna seems to have understood it in the very first test match that he's played. And that also takes me back to how is it that you did not start with him and you started with Harshit Rana? That still beats me. I mean, when you had someone who had some experience.
He was your best bowler in the A Tour.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So at least you have that. And, someone like a Nitish Reddy chipping in. I would assume that the experience of Jadeja comes into play. So at least what you've seen, and that's why I'm giving them credit today, you pretty much dismiss them without a Jasprit Bumrah. He did the job initially for you, 1 wicket yesterday, 1 today, and then the rest of the 8 wickets you've managed. So that gives you hope that the conditions, when they deteriorate and a bit more up and down, that your bowling lineup can pick up wickets, provided you give them some total to play with. You cannot be saying 180 and now you defend that without Bumrah.
Don't you think that moving ahead in this test match, day 3, if we just look at the wider perspective, day 3, don't you think the conditions would slightly be helpful to the batters as well? It won't be so seam friendly.
I thought that, but I also then when I saw the Indian team bat, which is almost like a day 3 pitch now because they batted towards the end, I am not too sure that it is good. See,
I didn't see too many demons in the Indian second innings.
No, so then you could say the same for Australia, na?
Yeah, even for Australia. Even for Australia.
So then that means that there are conditions that are helpful for the bowlers. If a carry got beat with that delivery of Prasidh Krishna, he very well knew that ball is going to be like that. He could not, adjust to it. Or Steve Smith gets out walking is not an easy pitch. So all it's telling me that it's not become the best pitch for batting as we assumed so far.
Even though today, the first thing I got worried, start of play, it was bright and shiny. My fear was, yes, I'm excited to see a Jasprit Bumrah bowl. Yes, India done enough overnight to put pressure on Australia. They lost that 1 wicket on the last ball of day 1. However, when I saw that sun come out, I was like, okay, this is going to be batter friendly now. But it wasn't. It is still seeming like it's almost South Africa, I would say, the way that the pitch is seeming. It's unlike Sydney that we've seen.
See, the problem is even though the sun was out, the temperature was not that high. Normally in Sydney at this time it will be 40, 41. Tomorrow it's predicted to be like that. Very humid conditions, very hot and humid conditions.
Prasidh Krishna has given an update on Jasprit Bumrah. He says that he's experiencing back spasm and medical team will provide an official update on his status soon.
It doesn't sound well.
Back spasm.
Back spasm, whatever.
Also, the other thing, while you were mentioning about him being taken, is a bad sign. Also, today's day and age, these guys have enough, medical support in the dressing room also, I believe, in terms of equipment, in terms of technology. The massage and all is one thing, but just in terms of equipment also, you have enough in the dressing room to gauge what sort of pain or what sort of extent of damage is. But the fact that he was then taken, maybe you needed utmost clarity which only sophisticated machinery could then have given you. So it's not aligning well and
doesn't look good.
It scares me.
But if it's back spasm, I know that it's going to. There is a possibility because where the series is that he does take.
Exactly. That's
and bowls under pain.
Because that means there's nothing serious and
there's
going to be further damage.
Because if he's asked for injections in the past.
Because if there's no injury.
If there was like a stress fracture and things like that, which has happened to him in the past, which is actually what made him to miss, then I would have been a bit more nervous, but maybe they needed to eliminate that.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why they would have gone for this gun.
But again, we're jumping the gun because this is just a update from Prasidh Krishna. You need to know the exact nature of what has happened.
In your years of experience, can we expect it to eat at least?
I can guarantee that the test match will finish tomorrow, but I cannot guarantee whether he will get a press release.
Even okay for the fear factor bit, even if Bumrah takes pain-killing injections, pops a lot of pills to ensure that he at least bowls. Will he be bowling at full tilt?
I don't care if he's not bowling in full tilt. Like, because, you know, I'll tell you why. He can reduce his pace and yet get you those wickets, which he's done in the past.
Agreed.
That's where I need. So I'd rather be with a 80% Bumrah than with no Bumrah, right?
Also, again, just the
because
presence.
he's bowled, if you remember, in this series itself at 120s
Yeah.
and yet been picking up wickets. Because with him, the
In
the
Adelaide.
thing is, with him, the
Webster
thing is
and
not his
Rana
pace.
are picking up wickets, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. It's not his pace so much.
With their
but the
pace, you don't
angles
think
and how he
you don't
works
expect with their pace them to be picking wickets at
their
the
pace.
kind of wickets that they took today.
Bumrah,
as
anyways,
well.
I don't think picks wickets by his pace. I don't think
Yeah.
pace isn't the
It's
factor
his
that
angle, the seam movement that he
Yeah.
gets after pitching.
So
Because you-
also the aura, Jasprit Bumrah stepping
Yeah.
onto the field, you're probably looking at the test or the cricketer of the year. For me, Jasprit Bumrah is the cricketer of the
without
year.
doubt.
Now, if Jasprit Bumrah doesn't step onto the field for India tomorrow, Australia are already high on morale. Regardless, for them, the run chase has now drastically come down by about 50 runs if Jasprit Bumrah is not stepping
And
onto
who's
the
going to
field.
bully Konstas as well? Nah? You need,
I love
yes.
that battle.
That too, you have your vice captain for that, na?
Who's your vice captain?
Virat.
He's not vice captain. Now, I'll correct.
Stand-in captain.
Yes, because vice captain is Jasprit Bumrah, who's now officially
Stand-in
as
captain. We have a stand-in captain
And
to a
when he
stand-in
went out,
captain.
okay, when he went out, when Bumrah went out, now who would you have rather have captain the team?
No. Virat only.
So then,
Perfect.
so he did the captain. He did
Yeah.
a good job, by the way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as captain because he made the bowling changes, and without a Jasprit Bumrah, he got you a 4-run lead as captain. So please appreciate that with a second string bowling attack,
Yep. He did.
and he
So it's
allowed.
not a second string bowling attack.
No,
The
it's
bowling
not-
attack has been playing all the test
No, I'm
matches.
saying any attack without Bumrah becomes.
But
that.
why does Harshwat look unimpressed with the
No, I'm very impressed. Why would I be unimpressed?
And also they were all sledging also.
Konstas.
Hey,
Hey,
one
Konstas.
thing I want to-
Hey, Konstas.
But what is Jaiswal is sledging Konstas in Hindi? Do you hear
No,
that?
even
he's
he's
telling
Kontas.
him Kontas.
Even
Ab
Pant-
shot nahi lag rahe kya?
Even
How
Pant
does
did
he
that.
understand that?
Even Pant did that.
No, I'm okay with sledging,
Yeah.
but sledge him in English so that the desired impact is done, that you put him under
Hey,
pressure.
Kontas.
See, Kontas.
Also not Konstas. Hey, Konstas.
No, but Kontas was under pressure. That is true. He was playing like a novice. He was playing like one little child who doesn't know. And that's his own doing because
Yeah.
he took pangas. The team came after him. And then, see, if you have the gumption to say these things,
Then
then
back
you
it
should
up.
then you should have the confidence of facing that heat, which he clearly did not have. And he was looking like a school kid trying to hit his way out. And it worked for India.
Which we even thought it was in Melbourne.
No, so that's
He was lucky to escape. Those 2-3 ramp shots, he was very lucky
he
to
failed
escape.
twice before he connected the third and final.
today that he is a nobody. He is a 19-year-old bacha who is not your level. What I'm saying is that don't be because I even tweeted that and a lot of people didn't understand that English is that I'm not saying you because he's a bacha you be kind on
Yeah.
him. Not saying that. I'm saying because he's a bacha.
Don't
ignore
waste your
him.
energy.
Don't waste your energy. He's not your level.
Yeah.
Just swat him away like a fly. Saying you are nobody.
See,
I
whatever
don't- we
future
don't
has
even
in
threaten.
store for him is a different thing altogether. But right now, I just feel the build up to this match also. The Konstas had a couple of things going his way. He meets the Prime Minister wearing Adidas Sambas. So he's while his senior pros are all formally dressed and all. And apparently it was Usman Khwaja who told him that listen, you got to be formally dressed. It's fashion, mate. So
Travis had said that he doesn't have his mum around. That's why there was nobody to remind him.
His own team is like.
Yeah.
No, but he is now, which I think a lot of former players are also pointing out, that they have said that if this is how he's going to play his cricket, he'll be the target man for all
All the
teams.
teams,
All
yeah.
teams, yeah. So he will have a tough time in international. He needs to mend his ways or back up his arrogance with performance. Then
See,
you are.
He's got a 5-test series of England coming up, okay, in the Ashes. If he makes it, which I hardly doubt he might,
Then who else will open?
there may be others.
McSweeney again.
No, there is
No,
nobody
there might be
else.
others. A Marcus Harris might come
They
back.
can't
no,
be
no,
letting
no,
go
no.
of both McSweeney and
No, I think
Konstas inside
Konstas
5
is somebody
test
they're going to
matches.
stick with.
Look, after the end of this series, okay, you got one in Sri Lanka coming up, okay. How does Konstas fare against spin? We don't know. Okay.
No, but I think he'll go.
Because
will
anyways
go-
they will have to let go of Usman Khwaja. So they cannot replace both their openers.
Maybe. See, suppose if Australia make it to WTC final, then he will play Usman Khwaja. After that, he may announce his retirement.
Yeah, but still.
However, Australia have taken bold calls in the past. Okay.
Again,
No, but
they
letting
cannot
go of a
swap the
McSweeney
whole.
was also a bold call. You let him go after 3 test
But
matches.
No, I think he was
McSweeney was never
anyways
an
a
opener.
makeshift arrangement. I think
Whatever.
That's the
McSweeney
thing.
was always.
McSweeney was never an opener.
And he was also makeshift
now,
arrangement.
you
for this
got
series.
Marcus Harris knocking on the door. Okay, you got others also stepping up in the Sheffield Shield. Konstas was a bolter. Let us make no mistake about it. He was a bolter. Now you are seeing the side effects of playing a bolter. He survived.
He had too many runs too.
Again,
He had broken
nowadays,
the door down.
like how it has happened in India, a Ranji trophy is no barometer for success in the Australian team. Let's make no mistake about it. The same thing that has happened with the BBL clashing, Sheffield Shield can be pushed into the backdrop.
That's anyway for Australia to see what
Exactly.
they want to do with
Now,
Konstas.
Konstas, Lord help him if he makes.
Konstas.
I said Konstas.
It is Konstas.
Konstas. ठीक
What Jaiswal has given.
You're echoing
Konstas.
Jaiswal. I'm echoing an Australian thing.
We finally have something to move away from, because for far too long we were confusing Arshdeep with
Akshardeep.
Akshardeep. Now we've got another
But
tongue.
that was the team's doing. No, our own doing was Akshardeep. Let's make no mistake about it. So, in a way, yeah, Bumrah holds all the key.
Okay.
Pills, bolts, whatever you can fit him in, he has to play tomorrow.
What did we all make of Rishabh Pant's batting today?
I'll let Livishi sir start.
Okay.
Because that day what he said, I want to see how much has he switched from that.
How much has I switched from that? I said that it was, I echoed Sunil Gavaskar's words in that, and I said it was. And let us make no mistake about it.
You can repeat the words as well.
Yeah.
Because that day you echoed
mentioned it
them
far
really.
too often.
Yeah.
It was a stupid shot. And if you look at it, it cost you Melbourne.
His shot costed you Melbourne. Vishi sir, come on.
Come on.
That
I will
you
tell
lost the
come
match
on
because of.
statistic. I will tell you the come on
No,
statistic.
you lost
After
the match
his-
because of Rishabh Pant.
After his dismissal, 7 for 34.
Are you lost?
After his dismissal, luckily
Now
in
let
the
me
first innings you
complete.
had a Rishabh,
Now can I complete?
a Nitish Reddy. You always, you haven't even allowed me. You haven't allowed me. 7 for 34. You lost Melbourne. You can't win a series in Australia. Period. Nitish Reddy and Washington Sundar saved Rishabh Pant's stupid shot in the first innings. Now, if you want to overlook all that for this fanboy moment that you have in Sydney, so be it. But as said with Rishabh Pant, in that particular context, in that particular situation, he cost you the game in Melbourne. Here, it might very well win you the game in Sydney. That is the extreme analysis that you have to have with Rishabh Pant.
How many times is the middle order going to bail you out? In the whole series, there's been just one occasion where the openers has given you the start and the middle order has performed.
How
That
many
has been,
times
now
have you
I'm
mentioned the
completing.
middle order? How many times middle
Now
order has
I'm
contributed?
now let me complete my point now first.
Okay.
We have how many times is the middle order going to bail you out? It's always that we are banking on the middle order. Rather than putting the blame on Rishabh Pant for losing Melbourne, I would put the whole series blame on the top order. Not just this series, it's been all throughout since a couple of years now that the top order has not been performing. Somebody has 160 runs, somebody has 220 runs, somebody has 100 runs, somebody has 31 runs. That is your whole top order. Every time you cannot put the blame on the middle order. Rishabh Pant is an X factor. If he was supposed to play as with the match situation, then today he should not have played this game. He should have approached the innings in a very different way. If he would have approached the innings in a very different way, you would not have had the lead that much you have at this point of time. It would have been much lesser than that. So if I have an X factor who, if in one game cannot play to the match situation and not lose me the game, but be a small contributor in maybe losing me the game, versus a man who can, if the same man can make me win a game, being the sole reason for making me winning the game, I will take it 365 days a year. All throughout the year, I am ready to take that. That day you said, for how long are you going to talk about Gaba? How long are you going to get back those Gaba innings back? That's exactly what he's done today again. If the same shots he played today, nothing different did he do today. Yesterday he came out and showed that his defense is also as solid. So everyone who was going after him the way they did, now everyone was on a prey that if Rishabh Pant is there, he's the reason that he's gotten you to this total. He's the sole reason. Over there, he wasn't the sole reason for you to lose the game.
No. Okay, your X factor.
You've spoken.
No, but before you come, your X factor, 25 average in this entire series.
28.33.
100 because it was 150.
That's
No,
like
but-
sticking
but
to-
with
no,
an-
no, no. That's like
25 and
sticking.
20.
Please.
Come on.
Your 365 days, I'm counting the 366th day also because you've not accounted a leap year. Okay, 366 days. Today was a 366th day. Okay, I said with MCG, he was responsible here. He could very well win you the game. I had.
By the way, this
Are he-
year, Siddharth is a
One second.
this year is a perfect square.
1 second. Shashwat is talking about Pant as if he's the highest run getter of this series. He averages 28. He's been a failure in this series. Sorry to break this news to you. He's been a failure. If his approach had made us win this series, I would agree to everything that he's saying. He's not. Has he played one consequential inning in this entire series? No, he's not. And I'm including this 60. If you win this Sydney Test match, firstly, you're not going to win this Sydney Test match. His 60 is not helping India win this Test match. This is not a match-winning innings. But by any stretch of the imagination, if India win this Test match, it'll be down to the bowlers and not this 60 that he's got. The only match-winning innings that has happened in this series by a batter is a top-order batter in Yashasvi Jaiswal, is a top-order batter in KL Rahul, is a top-order. That's the only Test match you won so far. The only time there has been a match-winning inning. Nobody from the middle order other than a Nitish Reddy's 100 has been of any consequences. To say that a middle order is bailing you out is fallacy. It's done nothing. Middle order has done zilch in this series. That also includes Rishabh Pant in this particular series. He's been a failure in this series. He's always played a match-winning inning. I've often said that he is the greatest wicket-keeper batter India has had in Test match cricket. I agree with it. But if you were to say today that who you know, there is a backup wicketkeeper batter in a Jurel, right? There is a possibility if he had played this series with a different approach, he probably would have been a more successful wicketkeeper batter than Rishabh Pant. So if you are taking that any single day of the week, then you are actually taking something that is eventually resulting in India not winning the series. He's not the only reason. Everyone is. But that India is not ahead in this series is also another reason that your match winners haven't done well. That includes him as well. I don't think this 60 is helping me. Yes, if he had got a 120 today, then I may have looked at that, yes, there are 9 failures, but I'll take that 120 today, after 9 failures. But if in 9 failures you give me a 60 and you say this is the right way to play, I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. The same logic went for Nitish Reddy. When we were saying that, listen, you cannot have them. For Nitish Reddy, we had a different yardstick that no, he doesn't have a great first class average, so we have to wait, we have to look for it, let him continuously prove us that he can do it. Please, but I'm sorry, as the things stand right now, if I was to look back at this series, Rishabh Pant has given me nothing in this series. I expected far greater things from him. And if you're going to keep allowing this, that it's okay, you just play a natural game, then I'm just saying tomorrow what stops Virat Kohli? Instead of trying to, get out, let him go hit blindly and keep getting out. It's the same thing. We'll say no, he's finding a different way to bat. Or a Yashasvi Jaiswal, who's an aggressive batter, if he keeps getting out in the similar manner, trying to hit a 6, then even you should be kind to him as well. No problem, Yashasvi, you are averaging 28 in a series, but I'll take it. Every batter should do that then. Just bat.
No. I'm not even once am I saying
the criticism about Virat Kohli in the game's shortest format, including the times that he played the IPL, was that if you are allowed to play a certain way and take your time, it puts pressure on the other batters. Exactly my point. So if you have to extend that courtesy, then you extend it to everyone else. Then 28 should be the norm. And if everyone has to score 28, if that's the average,
I'm not saying that you should not go after him because he's not scoring runs. All I'm saying is we should not go after the way he's playing. Nobody is scoring runs. This is just one of the series where Rishabh Pant hasn't been in form. I'm saying we should go after him. Now I sitting here, I know that if he does not have a good England series, then the questions will be on him as well. I'm saying if he's not getting runs, that is absolutely fine. We should be going after him, but not because of the way he is not getting runs. Because everyone is playing according to them and nobody is getting runs since a very long time.
I think before even Rishabh Pant picked up a cricket bat, there was a Virender Sehwag who was already doing it. Yet that does not mean that he escaped scrutiny. There were multiple times in his career where he was scrutinized. So what does aggressive cricket mean? I completely love an aggressive batter. Okay, you love the way it plays, but whenever you have ended up, Ben Stokes is an aggressive batter, Joe Root has transformed into an aggressive batter. Even someone as established as Joe Root has been questioned when that shot is not required. I'm not saying that he should curb his instincts. I think more than anyone else, I absolutely will tune in my TV every time Rishabh Pant is batting because it is box office. He does that. But that's what I'm trying to say. Even for a Virender Sehwag, he would come under criticism when it's a mindless shot. Being aggressive, being mindless, Big difference. I think you need to figure that out. And the strength of a Rishabh Pant has been, if I go back to that Gabba test match, he mixed caution with aggression. Every time he thought that there's a loose ball or in his area or the field is set in a way, he did that. Can I be honest? Today's knock, why I'm not questioning is not because of his 60. Forget the 60, but today he figured out when to attack at what bowler, and when it came to the only time where I thought he was slightly more adventurous than he should have been was when he tried to tong Stark for a 6 at that moment, though it was in his zone, but there were fielders waiting there. Right, a miss hit would have caught. Some of those shots that he played, he knew that the field was in, he went on the off stump. When he needed, he played that ramp or whatever he played it. So that aggression was nice and smart. Playing the situation at that very moment, he required that, you know, there has to be counter attacking. That's fine. The first ball I will never question for Rishabh Pant. Not the first ball. It's the subsequent shots that he gets.
The second and the third.
Yeah, my point is, if he's so talented, which I think he is, if he's a big match winner, which I think he is, I expect him to win me matches, more matches. And you know what? He can do it so long as he finds that perfect balance. And I know it's easier said than done, but the greatest player end up finding that perfect balance.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But if we just take out these 61 quick runs from this innings, there's a reason why we still think that India might have a chance in the second innings. And I think a very big reason for that is the way he has gone about his business.
But Shashwat, he could have got, let's say,
yeah, he could have got.
I'm just saying, he could have also got a 40. Playing the gritty innings that he did in the first innings. Okay,
no,
I'm just saying, so 1 second. So the difference is 20 runs at the end of the day.
I'm saying
is
these
the
60 could have come.
downside
I am saying there's plenty of
much?
There's plenty of match time left. These 60 could have come in 40 balls also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly my point.
Absolutely.
Are we in a rush to
And
score
60 would have
runs?
come in.
Yeah, because this
50
wicket is
balls.
not letting you allow to
Sure,
score runs till the time you stand.
That's why I'm not questioning.
Taking your time
That
out.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
If that were agreed with you, if today he came as a batter and assessed that this is a pitch where I can't bat and it'll be a ball which will have name on it. That's why I'm saying I'm not criticizing this inning. It's got nothing to do with 60. I see, but I go back to the point that he made in Melbourne, and I think that there is a valid point to question his shot selection there because the pitch wasn't there. You got to understand match situation. If the field is spread, there is a fielder waiting for you. You shouldn't have done it. Today, if you say that the match situation was such that he realized, listen, if I hang around, which he did by the way in the first inning, he realized it's not the right way, and this is the way to bat. Thumbs up to him. Absolutely right. Nobody.
Field is for Rishabh Pant. Now the world knows how to go about Rishabh Pant.
Pitch. If that is what he thinks is the right way to approach this particular inning, thumbs up. Perfect. But then you have to accept it. You can't say no matter the situation, no matter which conditions.
The sad part is the way that he got
today,
out
if he had to
also.
bat like this,
I'm
in
not
this
saying no matter
situation,
what the situation. I'm saying if the situation, not even the situation, if the ball is on the merit and no matter what the situation is, then I think you should go after that
okay,
ball.
fine. If it's in your zone, but it was a no. That's what I'm trying to say. Long hop at that time to a spinner where a mid-wicket, deep wicket is waiting for you. There's a good chance you'll throw it there. You're playing a gambling game. You're playing a toss coin. Okay, he can catch me or it'll go for. At that moment, I cannot afford a toss game. He could be that guy who will save me that match that particular day. It could have been. Maybe you could have saved it. And I know that the top order is not performing, but that can't be an excuse. Okay, koi to kar hi nahi raha, so why are you expecting anything from him? Maybe he can. Maybe he could have done a Reddy for us.
I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to see. Rishabh Pant, all the runs that he's got, this is the way he's got. He's not getting runs. That is definitely an issue. And if he continues to not get runs, then there should be questions on him. But because of the way he's getting out, I don't think that should be questions. Because again, I think that's how he's gotten all the runs till now.
Not getting runs happens because of the way you're getting out.
I know he can get runs. I believe in his talent. I believe in his ability. Today, I'll just tell you, Virat Kohli got out, right? I'm not that upset. I'll tell you why. Because I did not see Virat getting too many runs in this series. My expectations were already low. That's why I'm not. But with Rishabh, I had a lot more expectation because I know he can. He has a technical game to adapt to when the ball is moving. He has the aggressive game to adapt to a situation like today where you needed to play counter-attacking. He has the shots in the book to instill fear in the batter. He has everything going for him. He's a generational talent. He has everything, and which is why I think that he can, with a minor tweak. My point is, let's not close our eyes and say that this is how he plays. Let it just, with a minor tweak, he can be far more effective than he already is.
But that's the minor tweak that's going to make him a good batsman into a great batsman, right? And I think that will come with maturity. So at this point, I think he should be rather been just.
How many test matches has he
Yeah,
played, that should have come by now. That's my point. If it is his third series, I would.
His second tour of Australia, yaar, for him.
Look, third tour.
Third, 18 also
Look,
he toured, yeah.
this Rishabh Pant, the kind of shots, the kind of situation that was there, he wasn't playing it in 18, 19 or 2021. That's why he was far more feared. That's why he is blockbuster. That is why he is box office. Rishabh Pant doesn't need to do all that kind of things to ensure that, okay, this is the way I'm playing. He used to play straight. He used to play good, aggressive, match, knowing the situation kind of shots.
But
The
all
Rams
my
have,
point is
the
that's
one thing
the-
about his batting
that
I've
is
seen
what
the
makes
Rams
Rishabh
have
Pant
increased in this tour. You compare his innings, the
no,
previous.
no, and James Anderson he's been hitting.
Arre,
but
in this
that
tour,
was-
I'm saying.
This tour you think
This
in
tour,
general.
you compared Australia towards these Rams are a thing of
it
this
was
tour.
not there. In 18, 19 and 2021, it wasn't there. That's what made Rishabh Pant even more feared. That is what I'm saying. In Melbourne, he threw his wicket away. In Adelaide, he got two good deliveries. Okay. Perth, okay, he didn't get a chance to bat that
What did
much.
you say about Adelaide?
He got two good balls.
I would say he was set up, Siddharth.
That bouncer.
Bouncer,
by
no,
Cummins.
both. Again, these were plans. These were plans to not give him the ball in the arc. The first, I would say, 4 innings for Rishabh Pant, I think he was always behind the Australian bowlers. They had plans for him and he was not given a single ball in the arc. I would say he was taken by surprise by Pat Cummins also.
Okay.
Very good bowler.
You know, the one irresponsibility shot which can backfire. See, it Pant, if it comes off, it is spectacular. If it doesn't, it is a failure.
But that's why he's an X factor,
Forget
na?
Australia. Turn your mind back to 2021 WTC final. Okay, he was counter-attacking. He was dancing down the track, hitting Wagner, hitting Bolt, Saudi, everybody. Bolt bowled a length ball. He slogged. He got a top edge. In all other cases, it would have not resulted in a catch. But Henry Nicholls went back to the catch. The middle order collapsed. Which is why I'm saying match awareness. He got away with it in 2021 because the same argument. The top order is not contributing. Why focus on Pant alone? But here your top order has not contributed. Which is why even more scrutiny for Pant. Because he was your match winner.
She said that's why I'm not saying that when he's not scoring runs, still he should be protected or we should not be talking about that. All I'm saying is that the way he plays, I think that is exactly what makes him that X factor, what makes him that a little different, and why we sitting over here feel that he's somebody who can be that match winning talent.
The word X factor, the phrase, I have a
It's a
problem.
very
with
misused word.
Being X factor doesn't mean in the whole year you win me 1 test match or 2 of the 12 that you're playing. I need you to be contributing and be far more consistent. I can't have you in my
It
team.
is just this series where he has not gotten runs.
No, I am looking at the entire year for Rishabh Pant for that
And
matter.
the difference between him and a KL Rahul, who was said to be the one of the best batters in this series, there is no difference. He has an average of 30, he has an average of 28. Come on, I think we are just being. There's not.
Excuse me. This
You're contradicting
You're
yourself.
exactly my point. KL Rahul is a guy who sits out of test matches.
No,
have you ever thought
but
of
I'm
a
saying in
Rishabh
this
Pant?
series, I'm saying
But
in
you
this series,
so-
in this
and-
series.
But
You're
so
comparing him
my
with somebody
point
who
is
gets
that
tossed around, at least with Rishabh. There is
Exactly
clarity
my
as
point.
well.
Talking
on
about
that front.
just series
You
for him.
are lowering
No, in
the
this.
bar.
No.
That's not it.
With
If it
by
was-
comparing
no.
with KL Rahul.
Yes,
No,
of course you are.
in this
You
series,
are.
I'm saying he's somebody the
So
captain
then
left his
doesn't
spot
matter
for.
This series. Doesn't matter this series. We are
I was
talking
just
about
talking about this
odd-
series.
So then you're making it wrong. Can I compare Virat Kohli right now? That listen, Virat Kohli has a better average than Shubman Gill in this series, even in his worst. I can't. There's a huge difference between Virat. Virat cannot be compared in this series. He's a Rishabh Pant. He's a certified match winner. He's a eyes closed. Your number 5, number 6,
yeah.
or your first starter in 11. KL Rahul is not. He keeps getting
but
dropped
it's
from
the same
He
series
doesn't
where
even
you-
know the. So that's
I
what
was
my
just
point
talking
is.
about this particular series, only
Can
this
we
series.
see- can
You were ready that they were
he's batting
reported.
different
pick
positions.
this? Do we compare? That's what I'm trying to say. Do I compare each series of Virat Kohli, that this series you are saying it's bad, but do you know this series' average is same as Gill, or this series' average is same as KL Rahul, but you are saying that he had a bad series, but even KL Rahul, who you think is good, don't do this. The whole idea, whether it's 1 series, 2 series, you're comparing it to KL Rahul, yeah. Saying the differences, and what are you doing? You are comparing, uska 30, iska 28, what is this? But they should have been all 40, 45 average plus. There's a problem. Don't compare.
No, I'm not
Don't lower
my
the
only
bar.
no, I'm not
No wonder
lowering.
you are supporting his thing, because your expectations out of Rishabh Pant are negligible.
No.
You are happy that he is in this series just 2 runs short of KL Rahul.
No,
That is your
no,
happiness.
no.
But I expect far better, greater things. My hope on Rishabh Pant is far
Even
greater.
I do, even I do,
No,
but-
no, no.
but
You just
I'm
compared
no-
him to
what I'm-
this series, KL Rahul and him is just
No,
big.
Exactly.
what my comparison was that in a series where Rishabh Pant was completely out of form, what I was trying to compare
so
versus
is-
an
and so
informed,
is- and so is-
an
no,
informed
KL
KL
Rahul
Rahul.
is
No,
also
this
out of
was
form.
KL Rahul's
No,
best
but,
series in
no,
that sense.
That was to begin with. He's below his career average. You yourself said, how can it be his best series?
No, but
If he's below his
but
career
the
average.
Indian captain left his opening position slot for KL Rahul.
Because at that time he was doing well. And the Indian captain also took away the spot when he was getting runs. If he was so established, can anyone take Rishabh Pant's spot? Then his spot was taken while he was getting runs. That means he's a floater. That means he can be made to sit out. That means he can play at any time. But that does not happen with Rishabh Pant. Eyes closed, he's guaranteed a spot in every 11.
And also
Where are
a
you comparing
certified
two
number
runs
5.
difference here between 28 things.
Exactly.
You're lowering Rishabh Pant's bar very low. And that's why I think you are happy with the way he plays, because you only expect 30 average. You expect कि यार ये देखो KL Rahul इसमें तो 2 ही का फर्क है. I don't expect like that.
No, I'm
For
saying that
me,
this
there
was
is a-
just. I'm just trying to say that Rishabh Pant has had a bad series period for me.
No,
I
but
think
you are
I'm not
happy
going to.
that
No,
he
I'm
is
not
bad.
happy. I'm not
KL
happy.
Rahul has also
What I'm
been a
trying to
failure
say, I'm
in
not
this
going to
series.
go after him, question his position in the 11
then
because
why
that
you
was the
comparing
case
him
after
with
the
KL
previous
Rahul?
series.
Why you
Everyone,
comparing
there
him
were
with
lots
KL
of people who would have wanted.
Why are you comparing him with KL Rahul?
Because I'm trying to
KL
say that
Rahul
in.
is not a regular member of the team.
No.
You're comparing him
See,
with that.
KL Rahul to begin with was the best batter of this series. That was I was trying to say.
No, to
With
begin with, no, where is he now? To begin with, where is
he's
he
equaled.
now?
He's
He
equaled
did
the
not-
series back to square one.
So exactly.
Yeah.
So why are you comparing it? If you yourself think that he's such an average player, KL Rahul, which you do, every series he does nothing. So at the end of the series, you're comparing Pant's performance to KL Rahul. A man who does nothing, who's got his average below his career average in this series. And you're saying, अरे उसके तो पास ही है. That's like really low expectations out of
Absolutely.
Pant.
I'm saying उसके पास ही है, despite the fact having a bad series versus him
KL
having a
Rahul
great
also had
series.
a bad series. How is it a great series? If he's had an average in this series below his career average, can that be a good series for him? Please explain that. Please explain that logic. I mean, there's something clearly I'm not reading. If his career average is 35 and he's at an average of 32, it's a great series.
No.
It's a below par series.
Bad series.
I can't understand the logic. Anyway, I had a question. Gautam Gambhir had told, and everything that came in the report has been correct. Obviously, he had a dressing down to give Rishabh Pant that these kind of shots will not worry. Maybe he was targeting 1 or 2 players, but it's open secret that if that speech did happen and he did, then it was
Natural game.
And soon after that, we've had 2 innings in one which he's followed the coach's rule, and now in which he's not. Right? You can have your agreement, disagree. My point is, so what would have happened? Like, is he defying what the coach has said? See, you said it, I've played now 1 inning, now I'm going to do. Or there was a second conversation that happened where after which coach said, nahi, तू वैसा ही ठीक है यार.
No, I think today the diktat for the every batter would have been to go after the bowling because they
Why
would.
isn't everyone going? What is Jadeja batting 8 of?
No, Jadeja, I think
he didn't score a run for
KL
1
Rahul-
hour.
KL Rahul to begin. No, I'm saying KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal did not get any runs by the end of it, but their approach sort of
Not KL,
was a little.
not
No,
KL.
KL Rahul
Chase
he was going for all the
One
drives.
run he got after some 11 balls.
Yeah, but he
That's
got out also when he was trying to go for a far-fetched delivery. He was
that's
going for that drive. I think it was.
Everyone is batting other than Rishabh Pant. And to an extent, Jaiswal, everyone batted there. So I want to know what would have happened. So actually, you're saying second conversation has happened.
Yeah, I think
And this
for
time,
this inning.
this time, coach said that see, जो मैंने टेस्ट से पहले कहा था, that is different now. Is that?
No, but coach to now has come into the picture, and now everyone is listening to the coach. So till
No, but how did they not listen this time? My point is that.
this time, I think he would have been told that you need to go for the runs
So coach
because
changed.
the wickets are falling
Coach
quickly.
said
That's
that
it.
whatever I've told you before this test match was
Situational
only
cricket. He said that they should play situational
So
cricket.
in this situation,
This situation was to hit first
everyone
innings.
agrees with it?
I don't know what is going on in the Indian cricket team at this
No,
point.
one
in
thing
time.
I feel, because it was, if you ask me, it felt a bit uncharacteristic. Though I was happy to see Rishabh Pant take that blows and show a different side to his game, that yes, he can be the one who can play the patient game. And yesterday, I was surprised, that bruise of his, the multiple blows that he took on the helmet, on the shoulder, on the arm, on the bicep, everything was happening. That wasn't Rishabh Pant for me, but I was happy for him to show something. And clearly that tells me one thing, that those reports and everything that was being said about the national game did reach him. So it wasn't just external noise. That's one way that I look at it. However, what we saw today and what that tells me is that you've seen 2 innings now, you've seen 2 sets of batters not play well, and this looks like a pitch which still has a lot of juice in it, and there can be that one ball, it's still seaming around quite a bit. Your stay in the middle cannot be too long is what I think has been made peace in both the camps, perhaps far more in the Indian camp, I would say, which is why Rishabh Pant I think was given the license and was told you play the way, because in this situation, on this surface, this is what works out.
That's a fair
the patient game doesn't work here. It takes me back to Cape Town as well. Remember how India in that shortest match recorded, the bat was thrown around, you still lost wicket, but you got the job done because that is what was needed. That one ball could have had your name on it, and there was no point playing that patient game over there.
Fair point. Then that's a change of approach. Maybe I wanted to know.
It
what
was a
changed.
flexible.
That's how I look at it.
I think it's a flexible
Coach
dictate.
changed, then said, okay, this time it's okay.
Looking at the wicket, he said, okay, first innings, grit it out. It didn't work. 185 all out. Maybe he told here, go for it.
Okay, the other big talking point.
What do you make of it?
I don't know. I wanted to know. I made my thoughts clear about his approach. I think for today, then this condition, this is how Rishabh should have played. And I think he was being sensible with his aggression, barring 1 or 2 shots which I thought I was a bit nervous, but rest of it, very aggressive.
Maybe even yesterday this should have been the approach. Maybe the match would have been in a different. Could have been in the whole
But
different.
I think
But you wouldn't now because everyone was after his life after the kind of shots he played.
No, but
then
then
he
what,
could
that's
not
what my
have
point
gone.
is. How will it change in one innings?
No, I think.
So
there was-
let's say
He realized it. He see again.
One innings may
no,
realize.
person like Rishabh Pant, even if there is too much, sort of outside noise and it's sort of affecting him, he's not going to be with it for more than one innings.
okay.
Even if there was too much, half of the times I don't think he will listen, and neither should he listen. Second, even if he ends up listening once, then I think it would be just for one game. Then he will be back to
No, I
his
think
normal
in
game, and
first-
that's what he
on
makes him.
day
do.
one, I think he couldn't have done this because I think the help was far more for the bowlers. So I think he respected the conditions, and I think he played according to the conditions. He didn't play according to the diktat. I think there was far more help for the fast bowlers. The Australian pacers were keeping a good
I
line.
think
and
Siddharth,
length.
this had a lot to do with the outside noise because it's not like Rishabh Pant's not played on seaming tracks or bouncy tracks before, but I've not seen him take these blows.
Okay, let's
He's a very man-moji kind of a person. So even if that came, he would have forgot about it in one innings itself.
Okay, moving
One
on.
moji. That's
Moving
what?
on.
Happy-go-lucky.
To
No,
the
no,
next
not
topic.
caring too
we
much
can't do
about
the
it.
full show on just one thing.
Yeah.
Next up is Rohit Sharma and his interview. Fantastic interview at that, I thought. Rohit Sharma being his candid
Sharma.
best, came out and spoke. What did everyone think of it?
I think that it was the perfect mix of aggression and patience.
There was
Because
no aggression.
No aggression in the sense he was natural also to a certain point, but he knew how to go about it. What we want from Rishabh Pant's batting, that Rohit Sharma has given in his interview.
Do you think he wanted to come out and clear the air? And
Yeah, as a captain, I think that was a great call
Yes.
to do, because he came out, because after this interview, I think things in the team would have also sort of calmed down a lot. Things outside also would have calmed down a lot. So I think as a captain doing this, see, even though he has said that he's not going to retire, this isn't a retirement call. We all know that it's not. Rohit Sharma has played his last test match.
How do you know? I don't know.
No, I'm still very certain about
You
it.
are, but
Yeah, I am, even after the
Rohit
interview.
Sharma is also not sure.
No, I think even Rohit Sharma is. It was just he came out to clear the air out, just to
But if
be.
he's clearing everything out, why will he not clear this?
Because if this time he says that I'm deciding to retire, then those Mr. Fix-It things and who will be the next captain, all of that will again start.
See, he's
See, and that's why.
ensured that the storm is
So
now
if
a
he
lull.
now says I'm not retiring, that will not happen now. So now,
No, that will happen. That will still happen, but it won't be so much outside noise. Now we are not talking about who's going to be the next captain, because for the next 5 months we will be assuming that Rohit Sharma is not going. It might be going inside the team, but at least outside, that's not going to be the buzz.
next level.
He's
Yeah.
delayed-
That's exactly what he's done.
He's delayed the storm and made it into a lull at this point in time, because he said, I'm not going anywhere. That was one clear indication that, yes, as I had said, in Indian cricket, time, venue, only we will choose.
But there was
It
this,
continues.
just one operative word. I'm not going away from cricket, is what he said again and again. Test cricket wasn't mentioned.
No, he mentioned. He mentioned
The whole interview was Test cricket only, yeah.
And later also, it's a very longish interview. So don't read between the line that he is giving indication. You may agree with it or disagree with it. That's another thing. But in Rohit's words, he's made it very clear he's not retiring from Test cricket right now.
But he's also made it sure that it's not like that he is going to play Test cricket after that. He said it again and again that 5 months I don't want to move ahead. We'll
No, he didn't say that. He said, you never know. Right now,
You never know,
I
yeah.
decided to sit out because my bat is not,
Performing, yeah.
scoring runs. But who knows what happens in few months' time. My
exactly.
bat is not always going to be quiet. I have seen enough cricket and I've realized what happens in different scenarios. In this, he was hinting at himself that few months ago, he was the same cricketer who was getting runs in all formats, and now he's not. So he thinks that change could be around the corner. He believes in that.
Yeah.
He believes in his own abilities in Test cricket also. Whether that the selectors believe in it or they don't want to continue, it's their call.
So is he going to play Ranji Trophy?
See, he is nothing.
No,
in
Ranji
that.
Trophy, though, he made it very clear. By the way, on that subject, he did not play Ranji Trophy. But what he had made it very clear, and this is for the record, everyone must know, that when Rohit did not play Ranji Trophy, he was asked to, by the way. All seniors were asked to also. And he said, see, I don't want to be playing Ranji Trophy and blocking a youngster's slot in that 11. He said, if you want me, if you think that I'm not giving time commitment and that's an issue, I will travel with the Ranji team and I will go to whichever venue they are going. I'll be with the team.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be playing in the 11 and blocking somebody's slot. Now that is his opinion. I personally don't agree with it. I'll tell you why. Because I think even though it's a very noble gesture by him, not wanting to block a youngsters and also traveling with the team. He said, I'll travel. If you want me to travel and you think you need commitment, I'll travel. But my point is, with him playing, makes a huge difference to the youngsters.
Yeah.
If I'm a bowler, I'm bowling to Rohit Sharma, it makes a huge difference. If I'm a youngster batting alongside Rohit Sharma as a non-striker, I'll learn so much. So only while playing will I learn. Yes, he can be moral support there. That's another thing which will also be helpful. But when I'm playing, it makes a huge difference. Piyush Chawla picked up in that Challenger Trophy. Sachin Tendulkar got out to his googly. That's where he came to the Indian team.
Correct.
Right. Everyone started hearing about him. Oh, this is the guy. So when you play domestic, some bowler does well, senior players see. So that's my personal
Then
opinion.
how is Rohit Sharma planning if I just go by the interview what he said, if I believe all of that, then how is he planning to make a comeback in the Indian Test team?
So sometimes comebacks happen when nobody is doing. You just said that the whole batting order is not getting right.
No, but you won't go behind now. Now
Why
you'll
not?
go ahead.
KL Rahul can always come out of the team.
No, then you'll go ahead. You'll not go
Didn't
back.
he?
Who goes
It also
ahead?
reminded me it was Rohit
I would
Sharma
want them
only.
to-
No, I think it was
How
just-
will you go ahead when Abhimanyu Ishwaran will never get a chance? Right.
Now you have
Even when
Sai
know-
Sudarshan, Ruturaj Gaikwad.
I
Did
don't know.
it was
You'll
Rohit
mix
Sharma
formats.
only not too
You should
long
have
back.
Sai Sudarshan?
No, but
Arey-
you should have taken them
No,
for
no.
the tour, na?
Forget-
As backups.
Whom?
These guys.
They went, na?
Did Rohit
A tour.
A tour. A tour. People come, go out, everything happens.
did Rohit Sharma
A tour
not
is
say
like
the
for the
other day
people who can never play India.
Yes.
when there was a question asked about Pujara and Rahane, did Rohit Sharma not too long back, just a couple of weeks back, say that the door is open for everyone?
No. What happened was, no. In that, what happened, I'll tell you. He was asked about Ashwin. So he's like, now will you meet him? And so the question was asked, Ajinkya, Pujara, Ashwin. Pujara, Ashwin, this and that. Do you meet them? What happens? This and that. So to which he had said that, see, Ajinkya though stays in Mumbai only. I get to meet him very often. Pujara wo chupa rehta hai in that, so I don't get to meet him. Ashwin also I'll get to meet him because he will join you guys. Then he later realized I'm saying as if Ashwin to has retired. But these guys have not. And I'm talking in the same breath because their question is, one moment, they have not retired.
Haan.
But
he also said the door is always open.
so he had to say that.
Yeah.
No, at
They
the
are to
end-
playing Ranji Trophy Test cricket, na? He isn't.
He said that now somebody will say that I've assumed that they are retired.
No, my point of bringing that up was that if he can say that for players who are on the fringes, of course it applies to him as well. However,
Yeah.
No, but they are playing
how
red
I
ball
look at
cricket.
it is, how I look at it is, I will take this interview with a pinch of salt. Rohit's. While it is as clear as it gets, as it's lucid in the way that if there was any doubt whatsoever, he's come out and just rubbished all of that. We heard from Sunny Ji, we heard from Ravi Shastri, his former coach. Everyone sort of made their opinion very clear on how they look at Rohit not playing, and now we have to stick to the word rest. he opted out. As he begins the interview by saying, I decided to opt out. I'm going to take everything with a pinch of salt. Two things. One, age is not on his side. Two, form. Three, you're looking at starting afresh now. It's a new WTC cycle. You're not playing anything for the next 6 months either. So, if you're looking at starting afresh, there will definitely be conversations, and I'm going to hold my thoughts for now as to what the future holds for him. But I'm not taking everything that he said on face value.
No, I can say with 100% certainty that I don't see Rohit Sharma playing a test match from here. Whatever he said, even though I think, like I told, it's just to calm everything down. It's just what an ideal captain should have done, and that's exactly what I've done. What he has done, and respect for him.
What this does is, the one announcement or a social media post that we were all sort of expecting somewhere to happen on the final day of this test match, and it looks like that'll be tomorrow, that is not happening now.
But on the whole, I'll tell you the one thing we don't know. Okay, he has all the right to not retire and continue playing. If he makes a comeback or not, that's I don't know at the moment. But what he has said on record, and I have no reason to disbelieve that. In fact, if you saw our show yesterday, we also confirmed it, that it wasn't that he was dropped or anything, or the coach or the chairman or selectors told him to do. Now it's pretty much established, as Jasprit Bumrah had said, as Rishabh Pant came and said yesterday, as now Rohit has said, that listen, he himself decided to sit out. Okay, and that I have no reason to disbelieve that, and that is exactly how it happened. He went there and spoke to the coach and the chairman of selectors, saying that I'm not getting runs and I need to sit out. The only thing I said yesterday was that if probably there could have been a different coach or chairman of selectors, they could have convinced him, saying, no, I think you're being harsh on yourself, play. But here he also got the same response from them, that yeah, maybe you are right. Maybe at the moment, because you're out of form, it'll be a good thing that you sit out. And so this happened. Maybe some other coach would have said, no, even if you're not getting runs, you're an X factor, whatever, you play. And then probably Rohit would have played. But he initiated that. For that, I will commend Rohit Sharma. I know he was not in form. We all could say from the outside, but there have been many occasions of many players who've been out of form while they've been captain in the history of cricket, but they have, not dropped themselves. Unless somebody from the outside has told them. Forget captain, there have been many established players also, legends also, who've not gone till they are told.
Many have wanted captaincy back.
Yeah, so, without getting into that, the fact that here is a Rohit Sharma who had that courage, it's easier said than done. For us on the outside, it's easy to say. The person themselves don't take that decision. You can see it. The history of cricket is peppered with that. They can't make themselves sit out, whether you're the legend of the sport or whatever. Forget even captain, how many legends I know who are struggling have gone to the captain and said, make me sit out also. That also doesn't happen. So good on Rohit Sharma. He saw the team's interests first. It's not an easy thing to do, and said, no, right now I'm out of form. I am the weak link. And maybe because the series, and this is what we had said yesterday, it may have been a decision that came to him based on multiple factors. He is out of form. Series is on the line. You can win this test match and level the series. And if by him sitting out, if that helps Indian cricket retain Border Gavaskar Trophy, he was a typical team man who allowed the Indian team or gave Indian team that chance to do it. That's another matter, that the person who's replaced him in Shubman Gill has done no better or worse than what Rohit also would have done in this test match. Hardly any difference. But I think that's the gamble that he was ready to take. And kudos to Rohit for doing that. I think he is always been a guy that I've known him personally as well, and I've always appreciated his selfless nature. He's always been like that. And I think true to his selfless nature and the impression that we have of him, he's taken this call. So good on Rohit Sharma. Salute to him for having done that. And good interview, fantastic. My favorite line was, "Yaar, main bhi do bachcho ka baap hu yaar. I understand what is right."
Itna mature hu main.
I understand what is right or wrong. Yes, Siddharth, you're back on time with the final. What did you make of the interview?
Overall interview, if I have to look at...
before you answer that, you came with a smile on your face. Was that some happy news you got on the phone?
I was feeling a bit under the weather. I just had gone to the washroom and now I'm fine. So basically, if I have to look at the whole interview, bindas. He was really bindas in the way, and I have to really point out that he set out one huge marker. The marker that future captains should have when it comes to Rohit Sharma, because he clearly mentioned, I am not in form, team is priority, so I sat out. Which captain in the past has ever done that?
It takes a big man to admit.
That I just
It
appreciate.
takes a
that
big
about
man
him. Well
to
done.
admit that you're out of form.
Exactly.
And even now, see, very honestly, even now he could have sort of cleared the air and cleared the name about himself. It still wasn't against somebody or anything. It was just purely for the benefit of the team, and what this is the best he could have done for the team. There is nothing else apart from this that could have been better for the team at this point, seeing the kind of situation that was going
Exactly.
on. Because of this, now Test cricket, whatever goes around inside the Test team now after this, we would never come to know maybe. But whatever goes, that will happen inside. At least it's not going to be, if there's a fight in the family, it's not out in the open. It's going to be inside. Whatever happens inside, sorted inside, whatever. They break their heads, whatever do they do. That is up to them. But at least it's not a full-on tamasha now.
Exactly. So that is why this achieved two things. All the outside noise stopped. The storm became a lull. And then he's laid out a marker for future captains. Look, if you're not in form, for the betterment of the team, you can drop yourself. That is the thing that I look at it, which 2025 has anyway begun. 2025 has begun with the fact that even the captain is not indispensable. And Rohit Sharma has proven that yes, his words were typical like him, bindas. Okay, it's happened, okay, I'm not in form, I accept it. And so I dropped myself for the betterment of the team. So Rohit is a team man in all ways than one. Whatever all these toxic fan bases want to warp around it, it just doesn't define Rohit.
No, but at least somebody is doing something for the team's betterment.
He's always done it for the team's
Somebody,
betterment.
everyone does.
No, yesterday we had a whole long debate where we sort of reached to a conclusion that everyone in the Indian team is looking out for themselves. But here I don't think that's the
Gautam
case.
Gambhir, sir.
No. We reached a conclusion, the three of us, in yesterday's debate that we had, we came to a conclusion that everybody is looking out for themselves, be it anybody for that matter, senior players, junior players, captains, want to be captains, but at least somebody. That's why I thought that Rohit Sharma is setting an example.
Before we get
here.
into the comments, there's one thing that we forgot to touch upon, and that's the most consistent thing this tour. That is Virat Kohli getting dismissed in the same
What is there
manner.
to-
What is
We can
there?
See, I think
remove
nothing-
yesterday's clip and put it here.
Nothing can be more damaging than the fact that you have a Boland who came yesterday in the press conference and said, we have one set planned for Virat Kohli. We keep bowling outside the off stump. He keeps leaving them. But we know as soon as he gets set, he will start playing them. And as soon as he gets set, we go fourth, fifth line. And we know he's going to do it. We don't have to do anything different. Now here's the opposition player laying threadbare the plans that they have for you. And you're doing exactly that. What baffles me about Virat Kohli is not you're getting out or not, but you're getting out in the same manner. And worse still, you are making no effort to fix that. That is what worries me. Everyone, Tom, Dick and Harry know that this is how they can get you out. Australia have even spelt it out. Where is that Virat Kohli who always had that mentality that I'll prove you wrong? And we loved that Virat Kohli for this. Anytime you doubted him, he said, okay, I will prove you wrong. I wanted that Virat Kohli. Everyone's doubting him. The opposition knows they can get him out like that. He'll say, no, I will not. So what stopped him? That's what I'm trying to say. What stopped him that he leaves the ball after some time, but once he gets set, he'll start playing them. Eliminate it. No, I know how many times we've given that example of a Sachin Tendulkar. He doesn't have to follow Sachin Tendulkar. He can follow a Steve Smith if he wants, who also did that when he was out of form.
Yes.
After his 50 only started
Yes.
playing. So follow whoever's example you want or set your own path, but find a way. Just minor adjustment on your stance, or you were standing, which also we had spoken about, he's a bit front on, go a bit side on, will help. But even if that's not helping, you have to find a way. Where is that dogged mentality, that, that fire with which Virat would come to prove everyone wrong? Where is that gone? I wish if that was there, he wouldn't be getting out in this.
It just hurts so very. You may draw the series, you may not draw the series, but the one big regret you will have as an Indian cricket fan is and it will pain you for a long time, that Virat Kohli was dismissed all 8 times the same manner. In fact, I looked up last 21 dismissals of him in Australia, 19 of them are caught.
Yep.
If you get caught trying to hit a 6, then
But
it's another thing.
but
You're getting caught
there is
slips, keeper
all
slips,
8
keeper
dismissals
slips,
being
keeper
the
slips.
same. It just is very, very hurtful. And yes, we started from Perth, and that's where we saw him, step ahead of the crease and find out a way, whatever be the batting conditions. But still, you did enough to get to those 100 runs. You got to the 100, in fact, with a sweep shot. That's how high your confidence was, or the confidence levels were restored. But the fact that the feet movement, the little trigger is the same, everything's the same. And I totally agree with Nikhil.
Everyone has said that he needs to go into the back foot and play. He's refusing to do that. He's saying, no, I will play like that.
In the first test match, he's playing outside the crease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truth bomb alert.
And Shashwat would be hoping why even that first innings, because he had to let go of his hair. Because otherwise everything...
After that, he has not gotten 100 runs in all.
So you have to shave your hair every single time then.
No,
if
no.
that happens.
No, it was only
No, but I think
There was another bet, by the way.
that I won.
Barring the first test match 100, there was a bet that he would not get 100, barring the first test match also, but he chose the other bet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No,
You know,
but I
truth
think
bomb alert of 2025. The fear factor is gone. No one fears Virat anymore now.
No, come on, Vishy sir.
It doesn't.
I think you're being very brutal.
No. Look at it. I mean, he's faced far tougher bowlers, Virat Kohli, in his career. Okay. No disrespect to Scott Boland. He's no spring chicken. He's also
that 100
a
with
superb
4
bowler.
stitches.
Okay. He's a
Historic.
super bowler. But for someone to come out in the press conference, oh, we've got this plan, he'll fall for the trap. And now he's fallen for that trap. The fear factor in test cricket for opponents in Virat Kohli is gone.
Vishy
White
sir.
ball is still a
It
great.
may
No,
not
it
be
is
the
still
fear
there.
factor. I think this is just about knowing that Virat is not at the peak of his powers now.
So he's not been the peak of your
And
powers
he's
for
not the
5
same
years
batter.
now.
He's not the same batter anymore.
So that's why he's not the same batter anymore. That fear factor is gone. Now I have a plan. Put him there, he'll nick it. Put him there, he'll nick it. It's happened 8 times. Test cricket, the fear factor is gone. ODI cricket, he'll still generate, oh no, Virat Kohli is still there. I think we are in trouble. But in test cricket, it's over. The fear factor is gone.
So next time if he goes to Australia, there will not be these kind of articles that were there before this series, no?
King Kohli.
King,
Yeah.
this, there won't be.
He's
But
going
will
for
he
another
go?
test series.
I'm asking.
No, I
He'll be
think
40
no,
when
no.
they'll
I
next
think
go
we are
there.
being very
So
brutal
has he played
to
his
Virat.
last innings in Australia?
No. I think we are being very brutal. There are 10. See again, what do you expect one person to do?
No,
He
I'm
has to
asking
bully.
Because 27
Juniors.
he will next be going.
He has to
29.
bully. No, not juniors.
27
Not bully. He
will
has
come
to
here.
show that
Australia comes.
aggression in the opponents. He has to fix things in the Indian team. He has to think about who should be the next
No,
captain.
why does he have to think? He's not the captain. Why should he burden
Arre?
himself with other
But he
things?
is the senior player. You're
He's the
also,
leadership
and
code.
after that he has to see
All
who's
of
recording
that
him,
stuff.
who's not recording him. There are so many things that needs to be managed. Then you are saying he has to score runs also.
I don't know what was
That's
brutal.
his primary
Then
job.
he has to
I know you're
be
being
the.
sarcastic,
No, he has to
Rashford.
be.
There are
Be
other-
wise.
By the way,
Today you gave him captaincy also.
Did,
Then
he did all that and he was still
Gave him
scoring
the-
runs.
who
no?
else would have captained
He was,
this?
for so many years he was managing all that. Now, whatever you're saying, camera angle, this, that, everything he managed. Yet he was scoring runs. Primary job is that. He also knows that.
I don't
You also
know.
that.
I don't
even
know what
though
was
you're being
brutal.
sarcastic.
I don't know what was brutal. My thing that the fear factor or your thing that managing the camera angles. What was more brutal?
I didn't say this. I said he has to see who is recording, who's not.
So he was doing that Pele also.
Yeah.
But he could still
See.
score runs. Huh? At the core is scoring runs. Everything else
somewhere I know Shashwat's very, very bitter on Virat being the stand-in captain to the stand-in captain. Twice I think I've noticed that. I don't know.
No, because
it's
I
it's
No,
not
but
gone
what
down.
other option did you have?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
no.
I
Who
think
would
it just
captain?
doesn't sit
No,
well with him.
not
I don't
today.
know
Not
why.
today. I'm telling you, it's not about today. I don't have a problem with today. Today, though, of course, there was nobody else. But take it from me that going into the England series, it's going to be Virat Kohli leading this side. And if that's
I
going
would
to be
love
the-
it. I would love it.
No,
Oh
but that's
my
not
God.
gonna happen.
It's not.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's
If he-
averaging 24, Harshit sir. He's not sure of a place in this Indian team, and you'll make him the Test captain.
Yeah, that I think he has a valid point.
See, if he's playing, if you don't have a Rohit Sharma, if Jasprit Bumrah is not guaranteed,
Shubman Gill.
though I would like to believe that it's not going to be Virat
Why
Kohli.
is Jasprit Bumrah not guaranteed? Why is he not guaranteed?
Again, you don't know the reports. We don't even know whether
No,
he's
if,
there.
If he's not injured,
Ideally, he should be the
Well,
one.
he's
But I'm
simple
just
as
saying, I'm not, hurling around or peddling around that Virat is the next captain for the next tour or the captain for the next tour only. I'm not believing that. But if there comes a situation where there's Jasprit Bumrah not available, Rohit Sharma's taken a lot of ifs over there. I don't mind if Virat Kohli is the captain 1, 2, 3 or all 5 Test
I
matches.
gave this example to Gulati sir also yesterday. If your car is burning, will you jump out of the car first or think about it where will I get a new car from? You'll first jump out of the car. Virat Kohli is not certain. After Rohit Sharma, all your seniors have almost gone. Ashwin gone. Rohit Sharma gone. In the exact order they should have. Virat should have been the last man standing out of all the senior players. But after this, just a couple of more see, are you going to give Virat Kohli the whole England tour if he's not getting runs in the first 2 test matches? I'm not going to continue. I'm going to definitely want to go to somebody else, a youngster maybe, because it's a new cycle. Then how can I give him the captaincy when I'm not sure about if he's going to play all the 5 test
But
matches
Virat
or not?
can also say what Rohit said, that things are not working out and I must acknowledge I'm out of form and now is
So
the
that
time
too, Virat
for-
is acknowledging that there are too many troubles in the team, and if reports are to be believed,
But nowhere does it say that Virat is the one saying that there are too many
but
troubles in the team.
all
He
things
lacks
add up
the
to that.
discipline. That's what he had said. Yes, I wish I have that discipline. But too much is going against
I don't think Virat's actually captaining. It's
Then
hypothetical.
Who will?
Shuman.
Ideally,
Or a
it should.
Pant.
If there is no Rohit, then it should be Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah, if Jasprit Bumrah is not
The
there.
only
because-
thing with Jasprit Bumrah is that you cannot assure that he's going to play.
He's played all 5 in here.
No, but then when it
down
comes to
under.
in India, you cannot have 2 captains, one for India and one for overseas. That's also another problem. And you're going in for a 2-year cycle where you're going to play home test matches as well. You cannot have a Jasprit Bumrah because he's not going to play all the home
and
test
in
matches.
this cycle, in the 25-27 cycle, you're playing 2 5 test series. One Australia, which is coming here in India, and England 5 tests.
Then exactly, Bumrah will not be playing all the home test matches. Now, then you cannot have a captain, one for overseas, one for India. That's why the
But India have always been
choice
playing
will
2
be.
5 test series in any cycle.
Yeah.
Because they will play
but
England and
captain
Australia.
Sir, Bumrah will not play all the 5 test matches at home, na?
Correct.
Then you will have to, you will make Virat Kohli, which will sort of assure that he plays all the test matches, no matter what form is.
So that's the thing. 24 average.
Don't want
Yeah.
to take questions today?
He's wanting
Shivam
Shivam
Giri.
Giri.
Oh, Shivam Giri. Okay, let's quickly go through it. What have we got for Shivam Giri today? This is SHG parking lot, cross WWE parking lot, which Harshit already alluded to. We discussed how the whole thing reminded us of WWE. Okay, next up.
Yep. That is true.
Stupid punt made India. But this also I don't agree with it. One time he gets runs, then you go after the person who said that. Every knock you will keep changing. Nitish
Exactly.
Reddy got runs, you go after person who said he should not win the team.
And ever since that 100, he's not done well.
So that's what I'm saying. This is very, I would love to know what everyone who comes back, I would love to know their opinion about Hazard things.
Yes.
They always, 90% of the time they'll be wrong. But because they are, not people of repute, nobody really cares for the opinion, so they can change, flip-flop anytime.
Correct.
Virat Kohli dismissed for 6 in 12. Nana Patekar.
Bhuka mar jayega bhai.
Oh no, that's because I think recently Nana Patekar said that he's a big Virat Kohli fan and he does not eat while something like that he had said. He said that
Okay.
if Virat doesn't get too many runs, my day is so bad that I don't even feel like eating that day.
Correct.
So
Okay.
that's what he's making. Yeah, I read that recently. I don't know how true that is, but I did read that quote by now.
Yeah.
This is, okay, Shashwat, read it.
Kohli walks in, Boland comes in. Kohli takes stance. Boland starts run up. Kohli looks at Boland pitches one outside off. Kohli edges one outside off. Fans look at each other. Kohli looks down. Boland celebrates. Repeat.
Yeah.
Loop.
That's what-
On loop.
On loop.
So it's factual.
X10.
It is.
No, 10.
9. Yeah, 1 to 100
No,
he
but
got.
Boland was not playing.
Just replace him.
Don't know what's the bigger shock. India's bowling without Bumrah or our batting without Bumrah. Story of the series, my friend. Story of the
That
series.
is fun. That reminded me of Bumrah's knock at Lords, him and Shami.
Oh yes.
After they were targeting him. No, I remember he had that spell to Anderson where he bowled one over and hit Anderson multiple times. They took badla on him when he came out to bat by hitting him, and that's when he turned it on with the bat.
Yep.
They also hit some
Chassis
great
and
not straight drives exactly, but lofted shots on the side screen to Mitchell Stark yesterday's first innings.
Yep.
Star Sports 37th time. चलिए सुनते हैं रोहित शर्मा ने lunch break में क्या. They are going to milk it if they have that interview. Anyone will.
Yes. And it's from the scene Bhagam Bhag, this one. अरे मैं सुन चुका हूँ. Australia on day 2. Preparation, question paper.
Yeah, they prepare, but the question paper was tough for them.
It was.
It
So
was
guys,
tough.
this
Well
is
done,
the thing.
well done
He's
to
that. He's also the X factor in bowling. On days he'll just look completely out of sorts when nobody will like him, and on the days when he does, then he'll have that impact.
Entire India right now.
Dar
Come on. Indeed.
That is true.
Totally.
That is true.
Totally. This is.
No, we've taken it. Bumrah back in the stadium.
This is from
Laga-
Bahubali.
Bahubali.
Bahubali, yeah.
He truly is the Bahubali
What
of this
happened
team.
in this scene?
I mean,
The savior came back, I
it's
guess.
like they are relieved that yes, our king is back. The true king is back.
True king? Who's not the true king then?
Boland is the tiger.
Yeah.
Stark and Cummins are the rabbits.
Yep.
Acha. So that is the Indian batting. They were looking at the rabbit and the tiger
Comes in.
came from behind.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one. It's done?
Yeah, okay. Let's take questions for the day.
Yes.
Today is not prepared. He was busy with Shivam Giri.
Yeah. So,
Sridhar Saivarkar says, huge Virat fan, but now it's getting from bat to worse. High time you tell Virat to go back to domestic and find form. If he has any ambitions to play test for 2-3 years more, he's destroying his legacy.
well, yes.
One word, +1.
+2. Yeah.
Make that 3.
Aisha.
You don't agree with him?
No.
4 or you have...
4.
Or you have a more drastic opinion?
4.
Yeah.
No, he should go back to domestic.
Who?
Virat, he's saying.
No.
He will not go to domestic.
Not
Drastic
happening.
na then.
He'll play under Ayush Badoni.
He can be captain there also.
Yeah.
When he
There
comes
also.
back. Yeah.
Where else is he going to be
You were saying
captain?
yourself said he's coming back. as
I was just
captain.
taking that surety from you too.
I have not said that he is.
See, he's only going to be RCB captain. That's
Yeah, they're also meaning RCB captain. And here.
So everywhere he's returning. The king is back, but this time in captaincy.
Yep. You want to take that?
Shashwat, please criticize VK on his game. Don't pass personal remarks. Okay.
I'm not passing any personal remarks. I don't think personal remarks are remarks which I would have known and nobody else in the world would have known. I'm just passing the remarks that everyone knows, everyone
Public
has public knowledge, so it's nothing is personal, and that's how strongly I feel about Indian cricket. It might sort of at times not feel right in the right way coming out, but that's what emotions exactly are like.
Well done.
Yep.
Aisha also says, I have never seen technical analysis on player. Personal remarks, it's just the feedback. You can take it or you can ignore it.
No, if we
He
start
does
giving
technical analysis.
no, but if we
No
do
technical
no, if we
Do it, give it. No, why is he getting out? Give one.
Yeah, give one today's dismissal technical analysis.
no, but what I'm trying to say, if firstly we are not
Do it,
firstly we are not equipped enough to give technical analysis. No, firstly we aren't. Even if there is some technical flaw that we can see, I don't think we are the right peoples, and we will be trolled even more. Then you will say, why are you doing technical? How much have you played and all of that. So I don't want to get into that.
Risk of getting trolled.
No. See, I've seen people in the please.
You can do some basic.
I
knowledge.
don't. I have
we
no
do
idea.
it very often.
Wishy
I
sir
also
can.
do it. We all do it. When you
I
see
don't
a
get into-
blatant issue happening, why can't you do it?
So,
A lot of the best technicians of the game have not played Test cricket.
And even Sachin Tendulkar once, I've heard that story. Hotel, I think.
No, that
was with his arm, no?
He told
waiter.
him about his bat swing, which is a technical analysis which somebody could do. No, forget that. Since you gave a Sachin example, I'll tell you. Sachin used to consult his brother Ajit a lot in
Yes.
technical analysis. In technical, Ajit hasn't played cricket at the highest level, but he was a student of the game. He understood the sport.
That's right.
He understood. He loved the sport so much. He understood the finer, details about that sport and could give feedback to Sachin for him to improve. So, as I said, Ramakant Achekar did not play Test cricket, but could understand the nuance of the sport.
He had a chat with his brother even after he played his last innings in Mumbai.
Yeah.
That night also, as Sachin has said on record.
I have been in the same room while Sachin has had a chat with his brother, and I know exactly what he was asking him.
Even in Sydney, he took his brother.
He was talking about his dismissal.
phone.
He was talking about his dismissal with his elder brother.
On the phone,
Even-
he
even-
needed some help. I was there in the room. He needed some help, and he needed some clarity for something, and he called his brother and got clarity on that, a cricketing matter. So
Even-
that's how much he trusted.
Sydney Test, he took his brother's help for that to overcome the rut, or did he take
I
some?
think he did. You're right. I think he did. Yeah.
Not just Sachin
about 2
Tendulkar
for
was,
1?
I
2
think,
for 1, yeah.
was somebody who went least to cricketing people in that sense. Zubin Bharucha, another example, who himself did not have played so much, but Sachin Tendulkar went for lot of sessions personally to him as well.
See, there are so many people in this cricketing ecosystem. For example, I'll give you a Sarfraz as example. Their father hasn't played Test cricket, but he's a cricket nut, and they spend time. So, sometimes all of this is, that's why you can give. Don't be shy. Okay.
Camera.
Okay. Danush says last Test match for Virat, KL, Gill. About 15 Indian players have played their last Test match against Australia. Hope selectors drop Virat before his average comes below 45.
Right now, it's about 47, if I'm not mistaken.
We've seen
So
it
he
month on
can
month.
get a few more Test matches, you're saying.
He doesn't drop himself. He doesn't. He will play. Because fitness is on his side, so he will have the justification. I'll keep on playing for another 2 years. Which is why.
I love Merton Biryani says Hazelwood is great, but in these conditions, Boland's GOAT, 13 overs spell and what control of line and length. If 200 target and boom there, then 50-50. If no boom, then 80-20 Australia.
No, but I think the best way to go after Boland was, we were talking about this before the show also, I think was the way Rishabh Pant went about it. A bowler like Scott Boland, because he doesn't have too much pace, he has no other option apart from just being consistently and sort of just cramping you up and bowling the right line and lengths. As soon as you sort of try to disturb that by stepping out and hitting him all over the mid on, then he has nothing to fall back to. He has no other plan to his, up his sleeve, which he can sort of go back to, because he's not that quick. He cannot sort of use the short ball so often. That's the only way he can go about it. So what Rishabh Pant did, I think that was
You have to
a
thank-
great way to go about it.
See, he's just done technical analysis.
You have to thank the Indians for getting him to form. Because that Ashes onslaught, his confidence was gone, Scott Boland. Which is why I felt Boland might not be much of a threat, but trust the Indian batters to prove us wrong.
That's why I called him yesterday as the best fast bowler in world cricket at the moment, who doesn't make the
Playing
first 11.
Yeah, he doesn't.
First 11 of his country's team.
Yep.
There's
Whenever
no other
he's
fast bowler.
whenever he's played, it's been because Hazelwood's not been there.
Exactly
Yeah.
my point. So imagine, does any other country
No.
have,
The best fast bowling
India,
reserve out
even
there.
if they have, they're not even in the squad. I feel Arshdeep could be a very good test.
Yeah, but
Fast
also
bowler.
Arshdeep, in Arshdeep's thing, and we did his interview, you can see those clips here. I did ask him about that. He said, I have ambitions, I've spoken to Bumrah, but he also has to make himself a bit more available by playing a lot more red ball cricket. I know he
plays
plays.
county and everything.
Yeah, I know he plays, but he has to keep playing a bit more consistently. But yeah, I think he can. I mean, see also how you handle your fast bowlers. For example, Mukesh, now he's a workhorse. He keeps playing Ranji Trophy. He does well. You select him. 1 or 2 test matches don't go his way. You just completely sideline him. That's not how you're going to go. And you got a Harshit from white ball and you got excited. But then just as you have to keep them in the loop. People who are struggling, not struggling, who are doing their best in first class cricket for years on, you also have to give them a longer rope. Keep them with you. For bowlers, you just pick them, 1 or 2 test matches here, you forget about him, somebody else comes. That's also not fair.
That's not good. Yep.
But what do you make of his 80-20 without Bumrah?
Agreed.
Not
I
80,
won't say
70,
80.
30.
No, even without Bumrah, if it's 200 plus, I think it's very much 50-50.
Yeah,
The nature of the
even I
wicket.
feel 220, it will be a 50-50 game without Bumrah.
Yeah.
If it's less than 220, then without Bumrah, I'll still, okay, 220, without Bumrah, I'll go 55-45 in
Yeah.
Australia's favor.
+1.
But with Bumrah, 220, I'm going, India
Winning
should
the
win
game,
it.
yeah.
India should
Yeah.
win it. Should win
But without Bumrah, 200 plus 50-50 still. This pitch is not
I'm giving
like
it more because
But
again
that 220 first, you have to get that.
that's one.
That
Number
itself
two,
is 70 odd runs away.
Jaddu.
80 runs.
Jaddu will
But it's not easy.
You've played batting.
See, if you get, let's say what it looks like, maybe 180 target. With Bumrah also, I'm giving Australia the edge. Slight edge.
But remember,
Without Bumrah, big
No,
edge.
but then you should have
No,
thought
but
about
remember,
this before
Australia
going
never
into the
chased
test
small
match.
totals
You're
well.
going all batting lineup and then you're not able to get those runs.
but by the way, just FYI, Australia never chased small totals well.
Yeah, sure. But I'm saying
But there should be bowlers also. Na? There is not even just Prasidh
without Bumrah.
and Siraj.
Without Bumrah, yeah. Anything below 200.
Nitish picked up wickets, yeah. Moving conditions even.
Third wicket for him in this series, if I'm not wrong.
No,
or fourth.
No, he's picked 2 today. I think he picked 2 earlier as well. He's
Yeah.
got Labuskakne out twice.
Twice, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think two of those and these two.
4.
yeah,
4 or 5.
4 5.
Something like that. Arihan Jain
Sundar
says,
is not bowling much.
Jadeja also barely bowled.
Yeah,
He's
Lyon
playing as a
also
batsman.
barely- seeming conditions.
Adelaide
See,
big
batting
ball.
at
this
8
is what I said.
and batting at 8
You
playing
won
as a
your last
batsman.
2 series in Australia by playing 7 batters
Yeah.
and proper bowlers. You've suddenly changed into 5 batters and 3 bowlers. Just and 2 all-rounders. Just makes sense anyway. The team has decided that's there.
Ready for the IPL coming now.
All-rounders.
And also champions.
But in there also you have an impact player role. No.
Arihan Jain says, Nikhil sir, really wrong in your analysis. Big fan, sir. Admire you. Thank you so much, Arihan, for those kind words. You might be eldest in your family, sir. I can't be eldest in.
Maybe he means
Acha,
this
this
family.
family.
Sports
In this,
today family.
This family.
yes, I am. Of course, I am. Also, when is Vic Nick show coming? Maybe after the series is done. We shall do it.
Kya khoya, kya paya.
Good one.
Yeah. Rakesh Bhushan is saying, Bumrah, if need be, should bowl with painkiller
We did
tomorrow.
a show yesterday. You can see it on London Top. We did a show together on London Top yesterday. Vikrant, me, Rajdeep, and Devendra Pandey. So
lovely.
you can check that
Oh,
show
on
out.
London Top yesterday. It didn't come on my
I'll
explore
share a
page.
link with you.
Lovely, lovely. Rakesh Bhushan, Bumrah, if need be, should bowl with painkiller tomorrow. He should take a leaf out of Dean Jones' innings at Chennai and Kumble with bandage jaw even at the cost of leaving IPL. India needs more. That last point, Rakesh, if you had not mentioned.
India
Oh.
needs him more.
No.
Then
At
Kumble.
the cost of leaving IPL.
Arey.
Be practical, Rakesh. Be practical.
No, why not?
Hope so, but will
There was this
franchisees
meme
agree?
also going around
What
yesterday.
franchisee now?
That
Mumbai Indians.
Franchisees bigger than Indian cricket.
Arey, franchisee have control over them when they didn't give them red balls when they were supposed to. Right? They were supposed to have the conversation with NCA, give them reports and all. That was Siddharth, 1st of January 2 years back.
Franchisee is all powerful.
Arey, abhi no one from the franchises around na. Now to they are.
of course it is. See, you have 3 Indian captains
Now
at
you
this
think they'll
point.
message ki no please IPL is coming.
Dekho, see, you also got Champions Trophy. Are you go? Okay, maybe a Champions Trophy can be small collateral. Fine, okay.
Small collateral.
Why not? BGT is bigger.
It
Yeah,
needs to
than
be
Champions
announced
Trophy.
in about a week only.
But I think it's since a back spasm. I don't think you're.
But
that
IPL
bigger.
is definitely the biggest because 3 Indian captains, Rohit, Sky, and
And
Bumrah,
Rakesh Bhushan
all
not
play
mentioned
under
that.
one man.
If only Rakesh, you hadn't mentioned that.
And he'll play under another man in international.
Yeah.
No,
Rakesh,
yeah, he is also playing under one man in domestic.
Ha.
His brother.
Rakesh Bhushan again is saying.
Everyone.
Enough of Gill in Sena countries. He doesn't have the patience and skill to play. Let us give Sarfaraz a chance to display skills rather than writing his obituary without him
No,
demonstrating. the
this I
same.
completely agree. Some person has decided that Sarfaraz cannot play in these conditions and not even gotten a chance. And what's sad with the Indian team right now is that, and I can say it with good authority, that apart from the players not playing, who are playing, and whatever is wrong with them, at least they know that what is wrong with them, what they need to do. But the ones that are not playing, unfortunately, have been left on the sidelines without any clarity as to what does the future hold for them. Why are they not being played? See, when you had Rahul Dravid, he used to, and a lot of players have spoken about it, that it's more than the players who used to be playing, he used to be spending time with the ones that were not playing, to communicate to them that, listen, this is the reason we have not been able to play you, but we think that in certain situations we will need you, and you're with the team, or you're this one's backup if we feel. At least they had clarity. The unfortunate bit right now is that people like Sarfraz and a lot of other youngsters have no idea that why are they not being played and what is their role in the team. I'm sure that, see, especially the ones that travel with the team, no, they are also traveling every day. They're not getting to play. Yeah. They are more restless. The ones who are playing, as I said, no, okay, I'm getting out like this. This is what I need to do. This is my problem area. I'm working on it. So you keep yourself busy. The ones not playing don't even know why they don't get picked. Why they're not even in conversation.
He wasn't even close to getting picked.
So that is something that Indian cricket
His father was Shairiya he was doing before leaving him at the airport. So hasn't even played one game.
That does a lot of damage, yeah, to your confidence.
How depressing it would be for
Very,
Sarfaraz.
very depressing.
Yep.
I'll give you an example, and this is not a like-for-like example, but it's very interesting. That, you know, VVS Lakshman I was talking to one time, and he said the worst phase of his life, everyone remembers, didn't get picked for 2003 World Cup when many thought. But, you know, he said, okay, fine, I didn't get picked, it was okay. You know what was happening? I was sent on an air tour to West Indies, which was like an inconsequential tour, and there I'm playing matches on dead wickets, carrying on, results not coming, and I'm just traveling one island to another for 2 months. And he said it's making me even, you know, you need to deal with that. Maybe if he was with his family, he could have dealt with that situation better, you know, worked on something. Nothing. You've been sent on this assignment. You're traveling, going around. Terrible. And so this is why I'm saying, players who are not playing, I think, you need to spend time with them. Yeah. Make them feel a bit comfortable. Tell them what they need to work on. What is the issue? Why you're not picking them? Why are they not being considered? What do you see the future for them? Where do you think they'll fit in? How long do they have to wait? Those things. No conversation.
But it's high time for Shubman Gill now. To begin with, I think he was definitely a certainty in this Indian team. But after Virat Kohli, I think the next number is of Shubman Gill only. To say thank you. And then next.
So early in his career.
Yeah. No, he can at least make a comeback, na. But what wrong has Sarfaraz done? Why is Sarfaraz considered as a lower middle order batter only? He has scored all of his runs at number 4. Then what wrong has he done? Yep. Nothing is done, nothing wrong, and you have dropped him. Since the very beginning, you have spoiled so many careers. He is now one of them.
No, my point is, if you think he's not good enough, he deserves those chances because he's averaging over 50. Plays test matches and you see there is a weakness. He's not, then you send him back.
Yeah. At least give him an opportunity to fail.
Give him a long rope.
To a 150 the other day. Yes, of course, you know, you expected him to be better than the others in playing spin. When he came to the side, the background of that was, or the backdrop in which he came to the side was, that your premier batters were struggling against spin, and then you got him in because there was firstly a vacancy, you dropped KL Rahul, and now you thought that you'd get somebody who could negotiate with spin a little better. He got out to spin, that's unfortunate, but he then got you that 150 as well. Yes, you lost that match, but it wasn't just his fault, right? Correct. Still got a 150, 2 matches later, he's there in Australia, but you knew, the very time you knew that he was being drafted, good, but the way that the others were drafted in that side, you knew that Sarfaraz isn't making the 11.
In the 49 member contingent that's there in Australia, there are just 2 people who haven't have nothing to do till now. Sarfaraz and Abhimanyu Easwaran. Abhimanyu Easwaran, to chalo, still he is used to this. It has happened a lot of time with him, but Sarfaraz is new to all this. That's why both of them together are doing Insta lives and celebrating New Year's.
The New Year's together.
They were.
Okay.
Prince. He did.
Yeah, that was stupid.
It was.
Now nobody comes
Stupid.
Nobody says now because he's the prince.
No, he's
You can say it.
I'm just saying that next, I'm telling you the order.
Okay. Prince. Hey, imagine, next question is from Prince.
Who can be the new number 4 in tests? Hashtag Roko era over.
Sarfaraz. Why not?
+1.
Jurel.
Jurel, middle order.
So middle, why not? Yeah.
No,
Back.
little.
So many options, and you got Padikkal as well, you can try out.
Huh?
But Sarfaraz, if I was to
Padikkal
nominate one, Sarfaraz first.
Tomorrow I have to play somebody at number 4, it's Sarfaraz for me.
Yeah. Rakesh Bhushan.
Konstas reminds me of Shashwat, both young and VK basher. By the way, his favorite Iyer is getting a ton yesterday. Hope he can make his
But,
way into the cricket.
312 average.
But I mean, I think the way Mumbai was struggling and he got a ton, good time to get a ton, but I just read the opposition. Puducherry and
No.
please,
But no,
yeah,
I
mean,
do. No, I get that. But he's
No,
see.
don't be.
You
don't,
wanted.
Don't defend.
No, I'm
Do
not defending him. I'm not defend. What I'm trying to say is
He's
you
doing
wanted
well.
him.
He will get into white ball cricket, but I'm just
I
talking
hope-
about the ton yesterday.
No.
And this is my overall problem with where domestic cricket is heading right now. That I mean, these mismatches. That's why you get these kind of runs. I mean, let's be.
Yeah, that is very true. But you wanted him to
So
play
no,
domestic cricket. He's won
everyone-
all domestic
If
trophies. for
everyone
you.
talks about
Yeah,
that.
sure. I'm giving him credit. I'm just
That
talking
Baroda
about
one,
yesterday's
right?
ton.
No.
Let's not get excited.
The one that came in Guwahati.
Yeah.
Prithvi Shaw 377.
377.
Yeah.
Now that ground, I know he was smacking the ball good 200 meters away from the ground and all whatnot. Those stories were being going. But what was the opposition that time?
Assam.
That
Baroda
Chopra guy.
Agni
Agni
Chopra.
Chopra. Mizoram.
Scoring against all Northeast.
But none of them are elite teams, na? They're all
That's
played.
what-
Arey, Gutu, he's
All
also in the
Malays.
not even he's in the plate group as well.
Correct?
Now.
So that's what I'm saying. No.
But Shreyas Iyer making the Champions Trophy side.
100%.
Are you
Average is
100%?
312.
ODI, yeah.
Squad.
Squad, not
the
11.
11?
11 we'll have to make. The
No,
11.
in the
For
squad
that
he's
you'll have to
making it.
subscribe to Sports.
He's
Day.
making it to the squad.
Squad. Yes.
Then where is Rishabh Pant going in that squad?
We'll make the squad.
Acha, we'll-
There's still one more month to go, by the way, for the Champions Trophy.
No, squad to is coming up,
BGT is over. We'll
11.
Squad to 11 Jan.
11 Jan.
11 Jan, yeah. Fine.
Acha.
Arithro Patak is saying, Kohli edging by shoulder more durable than with bat.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, yes.
His
Shoulder barge.
Shoulder barge
is-
to Sam Konstas. Yeah.
is stronger than his batting game at the moment.
Yeah.
Proni Datta says, please convey my message to Gavaskar. Pant is not stupid. He's a match winner. Please let him play. Kudos to Indian bowlers who bowled Australia out despite the fact that there was no Jasprit Bumrah. And Prasidh, Siraj and Nitish
Nitish
Kumar.
Kumar Reddy.
Well done. Pranit, we've discussed all your points. But thank you for your comment. Shubham Garg says, feedback. It is really annoying some things that he finds in our show. So don't always fight and raise your voices. It's okay, Shubham. I don't see, the thing is we are all passionate people. We discuss. That's the fun of it. That's why you guys join us. What is the point of us, our debates? A lot of time people think that we are fighting amongst ourselves. It's never the case. Each of us understands that everything that we say or attack each other, that's not personal. That is because we feel passionately about cricket. And I'm sure that that is the one thing that you enjoy about listening to our show. If we take that out, then
Yep.
I
It's
think
a
you
dull
take
show.
the spice out of the show, right?
Exactly.
Nobody enjoys bland food, right?
Unless you're from England.
Yeah, but even there, that they have different spices. Quite
Yeah.
different to our spices. But you will add a bit of some garlic in it and some olive oil, and that will also bring in some flavor.
Pranit Datta again, Nikhil and overcritical.
Who's it? The one in the room right now or the one
Pranit
who's at
says
home?
that he will back Pant no matter what. One player like him or Travis said should be allowed in a team. Their game changes. Absolutely fine. That's your opinion.
Yep.
We absolutely respect that,
Yes.
and that's why we had that debate.
Yeah.
Pavan Hola.
Problem with Pant is not the attacking cricket, but lack of situation awareness and
I
short
agree
strike.
with him. I think that's a very valid
Yeah.
point.
Contrastingly, last BGT both worked well for him. So
Correct.
that's the sense.
So exactly,
Yeah.
this is what I said. We absolutely love that attacking him. He is box office. He makes Test cricket so exciting. It's just that he needs to find that balance.
Correct. Yes.
And it's only for his own good and the good of Indian cricket. We are all his backers. That's why we say it. If, as I said, I'm not being that critical or being upset with how Virat is getting out, because I know that I do not see he's heading towards the twilight of his career. So
Yeah.
I don't have those kind of expectations now. Yeah, with the younger Virat, I had much more expectation. But I do from Pant.
Yes.
Sharan says, Nikhil bhai, do you think the best time for BCCI to put an end to superstar culture in Indian cricket team by considering dropping players like Gill, Pant, Jaiswal in the future? Yeah, I think nobody should be above scrutiny.
Yeah.
Everyone should be, and a lot of these players have not reached that level that a Rohit and Virat have. And I agree with the fact that they are getting a longer rope because they've achieved that. Some of these youngsters, I agree, have not reached that. They are here on potential.
Correct.
So potential and your expectations of potential, you run out pretty soon.
Yes. Abhishek Sharma. Pant was too aggressive.
No, just the previous question, what I was getting to was that I feel that because everyone is out of form, many people sort of just go under the radar, be it a Shubman Gill, specifically Shubman Gill, I think. Now, because now you've no Rohit, now you'll think that then who will play? If we take out Virat also, then Virat will also keep playing. Then for a more time, Shubman Gill will be under the radar, and that at some point too he will get runs. Now law of averages will catch up. He will score a century here and there, and then he'll again play for a long time. So I think till the time unitedly not the team doesn't start winning, this is going to keep happening.
Yep. So Abhishek Sharma was saying Pant was too aggressive.
Practicing for white ball.
If it was New Zealand SA, he would have been out much early. Not a single slow ball was bowled. On replay, it shows he charges much early. Intelligent bowler would get him almost all the time.
Yeah, no, he makes good points. And by the way, can I tell you, slowly and steadily, the reason his dip in form is while he's playing the same game is also the reason that a lot of teams are now figuring him out.
Yeah.
When he came on initially, now you know his preferred area is the line that comes into him. That outside off is a like today got out. What did Cummins do? Nothing.
Wide.
Nothing. He knew that he's in that mold. See, this is why I say that a slightly cleverer cricketer will say, no. When it was in his zone, like those Stark sixes were in his zone, he went for it and he succeeded. That wasn't in his zone. But now he's made up his mind that he will continue to play like that, and that's where he gets out. I'm saying, so if you gave an example of an head, if he's in murderous mood, he will still curb the shots that he knows he can get out to. That's the smartness. So if Pant also does that, his areas, he knows very well, and I think the way he plays all the shot towards fine leg, square leg, mid wicket, absolutely outstanding. That's his strength. I know teams will target, but whenever it's in your slot, you go for it. Outside off is his weakness.
Any ball that is not in the radar, I think where the bat swing is in there and he is not premeditated and moved out, walked out, then I think it's not a zone.
So that's what I'm saying. See, more and more he plays, teams are going to make it tougher for him. And that's where his real test will also
But I think the point of him jumping out of the crease way too soon, I think that was just against Scott Boland. And I think that was the right thing because Scott Boland had no other plan up his sleeve. It was just the consistent line and length, and then there was nothing. And just like with Mukesh Kumar, I remember that England series, they did the same with him.
But he has to be smart. See, now if he does it 2-3 times, then they know that.
And they'll get the keeper up and they'll just sort of bowl a
Even
wider.
if they don't, he'll probably change his length for that first ball now. Next time or the time after that. He also has to mix and match, which I'm sure he'll do. I think in Pant's case, the first ball he does more so as a, thing of calming him down. I feel like everyone has that first thing that they'd want to do to just calm the nerves down. I think in his mind, he does that and then he calms down and says, now I'm in mind.
See, I'll be very honest, there is a thing with batters in general also that, till the time you don't get that first boundary, you sort of don't feel settled at the wicket.
Yeah. That's what
That's
I'm
the
saying.
same
That's the
thing.
calming influence he gets. He gets that thing, and that he does it. Okay.
Sridhar. He says that high time that we stop this argument over KL Rahul. KL is moved around, so his average is below. KL played in most.
Should I read it?
Yeah, I can't understand that language.
Okay, Sridhar Saivakar says, high time we stop this argument of KL being moved around. So that's why his average can be low as it is right now. He played in South Africa, mostly in South Africa after 2015, opened in 44 tests in between and then had an average of 33 or 34. How come he gets a chance every time there's a spot?
Yeah.
That's true, no? That's the debate that
How
we
come
have.
he's asking?
Because see, again, like I always told, the day when he's in flow, he looks a complete batter. See, very honestly, there's nothing that technically, at least, that we can sort of come up with that there's going to be something wrong with KL Rahul's batting. So that's why I feel that,
That's an entertainment story, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, we're not touching that. It's just
No, we may be asked to by the time we move 2 floors up.
You must do a shot on this.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Not now.
Entertainment.
No, we're not touching that right now.
No.
Checked.
But see, these were reports came earlier also when both of them ended up coming up with a post also that all these are.
We're not getting into this gossip juicy.
This
story
time
that
it's
our
final.
producer Shivam has shown.
My God, if this happens, this is a repeat of another chapter that's happened in Indian cricket that people would speculate.
No. Don't get there. Don't go there. I know what you're talking about.
No comments.
Has he? Ooh. Okay, Shivam has done his jasusi and he's saying these rumors about this split is correct. There are no more rumors. Okay, we won't spend time on that. Maybe another day. Come on, quickly. Few more questions.
Saurav Mukherjee. Remember, Nikhil, when you were hell-bent to prove VK is back in form after flat deck Perth, you remove that inconsequential innings, he's been awful. But why should we remove
No,
that?
by the way, I never said he's back in form. I never said. I said that, firstly, I did a lot of leg pulling of Shashwat because, he had done that bet. So I was like, there he goes. But if you have been watching my analysis overall, it's not from now. But I have maintained this for a year and a half, that I don't think VK can reach the peak that he had. He will keep getting you some knocks here and there. He is a class player at the end of the day. But does it mean that it's the end of his thing? I don't remember ever saying that. And I'm saying it even now. It's got nothing to do. I don't think he's going to have those lofty standards that he had.
Yes.
And if you need to take a call on his career, you should have a conversation. I think he'll get a slightly longer rope than most people, which he deserves. He's a legend.
Yeah.
But that rope will end at some point.
He hasn't gotten 100 runs in total in the remaining innings.
Yeah, but
8
I'm not
innings,
looking.
yeah.
See, I'm not looking at
Hi,
runs
but
here,
I am.
runs not there. I'm just seeing his career curve the last 4-5 years, where it's going, and that is not painting a very pretty picture going forward. I think he's been a legend. He'll go down in history as one of the greatest to have played the sport. But if you're just looking purely in terms of cricketing numbers and where you want Indian cricket to go, like Rohit took a call dropping himself here. I'm not saying Virat needs to take that call now, but I'm saying if you're looking at the good health of Indian cricket, you'll have to take a call in the near future.
Correct.
For sure.
Austin Kuna is saying his MCG second innings shot deserved flack. That's Rishabh Pant's shot. But this 61 is a shut up to all journalists who wanted Pant dropped for Jurel. He is India's best test batter in 2020s.
So firstly, those are very harsh words. That he is India's best test batter, I agree. He has been for a very long time. There will be a few other contenders. I think Yashasvi Jaiswal is another contender. Last couple of years, he's been very good. But yeah, overall, I agree. He's been, and that's why we are big fans of him. That's why I think, so if he is India's best test batter, should he have not done more in this series?
Yep.
No, but there shouldn't have been questions on his place, I feel.
Nobody.
No, not us, not on any one of us, but there were questions. There were reports, many reports of the travelling journalists also, that it looks like he might be reprimanded.
And reprimand him, fine.
No, and what
But he
Gautam
can't be
Gambhir
dropped
also said, natural game, I think it was very clearly pointed towards Rishabh Pant. So being so harsh because of a small lean patch was a little.
No, and it's not about the lean patch. No, that's why I said Shashwat. If I was a coach, I would also probably have a word or two with Pant. That doesn't mean I would have dropped him. Not at all.
Yeah.
I would have told him he's the best test batter that we have. He's a match winner. I would have backed him, 100% backed him. He's a rare talent. But that doesn't mean that I will not ignore what is happening. I'll set him straight. And why will I have the talk with him? Because I know he can do better for his own good.
Correct. Yeah.
100%. Singularity from the UK. Isn't it high time all Indian stars play Ranji Trophy?
Half Ranji Trophy is over, half is going to start.
It's a different debate altogether. You're not playing it in this cycle. Wait for 2025. Fact.
Raveen Dhana. There has been too many passengers in this team such that the lower order has been bailing India out for long. KL Rahul, a huge disappointment. Absolutely right.
Correct.
Agreed.
Arihan Jain.
Arihan Jain says, Shashwat, you are improving and in some time you will become great. He loves you. Okay. And you are very loving and caring. Say thank you to him.
Thank you so much.
$900 for that opinion, man.
No doubt about that.
Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Take his name.
Arihan Jain.
Arihan Jain.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you, really.
Those are done. So that's the last question of the day on a perfect
It
note.
got me emotional.
Got him emotional.
Yeah.
We've gone on for 2 hours.
Okay, so that's that then. Thank you guys for joining us as always. Great company with you. Tomorrow, do we all agree it's the final day?
Final day of the BGT for me. Yeah.
That was going to be my question to you all. Is there anyone thinking there's a 4th day here? Maybe
Shashwat thinks.
an hour, 2 hours?
I think in our 4th day. Into 4th
So
day.
he expects India then to bat one session.
No, I want to be here when the match ends.
You're not there too.
No.
You can come.
Tomorrow we have Banav Rachna starting.
Shashwat has to open the batting. tomorrow.
Final session. Final session day 3, your BGT is ending.
Same. I don't see India lasting a full session tomorrow.
Now, as far as result, 50-50. Very much 50-50.
A result I'm not predicting yet.
Yeah.
But tomorrow is the last day of our campaign in this BGT.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, predictions. Abhishek Rawat wants prediction.
Damn.
Come on, let's do it before we wind up.
India ending 47 years of pain in Sydney. India winning.
Wow. What do you just predict? What do you think then happens? India gives how much lead?
India gets a lead of 190. And even without a Bumrah, I think India winning it because Australia never chase small totals well.
I said at the start of the series, my series prediction is 3-1 and I stick by that. So Australia winning.
Even my series prediction stays the same, 3-1. And I just feel India taking a lead of about 220-ish by the end of the first session tomorrow. Australia sort of nearing to the total, really coming close to it. Just about 20-30 runs on the last day. To begin with, maybe they have a few scares here and there, but I think it's going to be an easy chase for them.
So Australia win.
And I don't see
20 also.
Yeah, because I don't see Jasprit Bumrah coming in, and I
he
also
doesn't see Bumrah.
and I also feel that the conditions might ease out a bit as well.
Okay, so I think India get a lead of 184, 85. That's the target for Australia. And if Jasprit Bumrah is playing, India win a nail biter. It'll go down to the last. Some 5 runs needed, 2 wickets in hand, something 1 wicket. That's sort of a nail biter.
Mohali.
Very close in Kata. If Bumrah doesn't play, Australia win the match. Simple as that. Okay, guys. We'll see you. Mr. Creator says, without Bumrah, LOL. I think that comment sums it up best. Alston Menezes says 50-50 still fails. And Priyanshu also says, without Bumrah, bahut mushkil.
But I'll just say one thing before we wrap. I only pray for Jassi bhai.
I only believe in Jassi bhai.
Pray that he's there.
He's praised.
Only match winner Jassi bhai.
Okay. As Abhishek Rawat says, Tata, bye-bye. Take care, guys. Thank you for your company, as always. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. For what could be the final day of the BGT.
What is bye-bye, good night?
Bye-bye, good night, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair.
Eat
although it
your
is Dubai.
vegetables.
And don't trouble your mind.
And
And
keep-
stay safe in this weather. Bye-bye.
enjoy the weather, yeah. It's good. Siddharth had a lovely day out in Delhi yesterday. I was hearing stories.
Where?
We are about to go off, I'll tell you.
Why can't you share with them?
Yeah.
They also have
I
family.
for the,
just hold your
yeah. For the first time I went to Qutub Minar.
Thank God you went to
You
Delhi.
came till
First of
Qutub
all, I'm
Minar?
happy you went to
Arey,
Delhi.
you could
The
have
whole
met
family
me.
and
Arey, I
friends.
also would have met your family now then, Rishi sir.
Huh?
You were
Okay.
there in Qutub Minar?
No, just
close
5
by,
minutes away from my place.
So
Did
would
you?
have reached in.
Yeah.
So
in
went
time.
to Qutub Minar in the morning, then
Went to
Rashtrapati Bhavan Museum. I went there and also went to India Gate. All preparations ready for Republic Day, which is about to happen, and also went to the
Are
national
you sent by the government for a recce?
National
Rajinder
War
Dhaba?
Memorial, which was the most emotional
It's
part
very
of the
good.
trip.
It's very good. I've
He
been there.
doesn't know food.
You did not go to
That's why
Rajinder
he likes
Dhaba?
Mumbai food more than Delhi.
I went to Andhra Bhavan.
Andhra Bhavan?
Very good.
Very good, yeah, but Rajinder's at Dhaba.
I mean, I went to the National War Memorial, which got me teary-eyed. Because
Did you take that Ho bus that goes to
How many
Delhi?
times you get teary-eyed?
I mean, on one plaque, I was just seeing that there were 900 names and there
I
were
know.
about
The whole
20,
thing
30
there,
of
yeah.
them. So many people lost from 48 onwards till now. So
Did you go on that Ho bus that
no,
takes
no,
you?
no. We walked the entire thing.
Okay, finally, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
But he needs